Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, let's get it on!
Let me take you on a journey. When the millennium hit, so did the Ultimate Fighting Championship gaming world. We were graced with virtual violence. From hammer fists to rare naked chokes, the gaming world for millions would change forever. So it began. Two friends would sit in a living room and virtually beat the shit out of each other for bragging rights. Simply, who the fuck is better? From bonding sessions to competing with your friends, an idea was born. An idea that would change the face of gaming. That idea was primetime MMA. Virtual octagon violence, competed by the best players around the world. An esports phenomenon that would consistently put on weekly entertainment for your viewing pleasure. The primetime guarantee for bragging rights. But this time, the bragging rights are not see if you were better than the best mate. Oh no. The stakes just got fucking massive. Now, you're competing to see who is the greatest. The best player on God's green earth. The prime time champion. Tonight, we find out who is the greatest player on the planet. So sit back, relax, shut the fuck up, and strap in. Let history be told once again. You know what time it is. It's prime time, baby! Let's fucking go!
What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? Primetime MMA is back, the home of all of your virtual violence needs. An amazing promo, getting us hyped. It's been a long old road over the years of UFC gaming titles. We are here with UFC 5. And of course, this is actually the very first event of the season. It's going to be a crazy old time. As we always know, these Grand Prix kick us off with style each and every time. We've become used to doing them at the beginning of each season that we run here at Primetime MMA. And to call all of the action with me here this evening is obviously the one and only J-Dime TV. And Doctor, back in the booth there, brother. How are you doing?
I mean, it's nice to be back in the booth. I've been out for a while, and I'm back in for at least this GP. It's going to be a fun time. This card is stacked. We've had a few replacements, but we've got them also with the graphics all updated, so it's going to be a hell of a night. Got a lot of good fighters. You got Fad in here as well. You got Bossman. You got Drizz. There's a bunch of names, Jay, and it's looking to be a stacked night of fights.
Yeah, there's a lot of great fights. And Doc, did you get a new hair color?
Yes, I did.
I knew there was something different about you. I didn't know what it was, though.
Well, guys, this, as Doc had mentioned a moment ago, has had a couple of changes to it. We managed to get it updated before the event, so it's one of the reasons we were running a little late here this evening, but we'll skip across to it now. There's only one real change from the graphic that we have ahead of you. All of these fights still are standing. The only one that was out, I believe, Doc, is that Naznim?
Yeah, Naznim has been replaced by Mr. Webber.
Mr. Webber. There you go. A man that always turns up. He's always there ready and eagerly anticipating his opportunity here this evening in the Xbox Grand Prix. There's a lot of dark horses. If you've been paying a kind of close eye to the content that's been coming out, of course, we've had the Kush Corner talking about his favorite picks coming up into this event over here, J-Dime. And although some of those have now changed, you know, to be quite honest with you, I think it's Killer's Row. You've got Fadnator being the very last fight up against another former champion in BFAP Kante, but other than that, when you look throughout the entirety of this cards, there's a couple of new names, but there's a lot of familiar names here that we've seen doing the absolute business over the course of UFC 4, and of course a lot of people are looking forward to showcasing what UFC 5 now has in stock for them.
Yeah, and the names, no disrespect to the rest of these names. The names I see doesn't matter more than the rest is right now is Fadinator and hold on, is it no longer BFAP? It says Brezzy Tricks. Our number is that?
That's
Is
a
that Tricks?
different. No, that's a different one.
Who is
That's
this?
Breezy Tricks.
So okay, only Trixie can have that Tricks name. So my bad. My bad. Where's Trixie at? I'm blind right now.
Unfortunately, that was one of the early pullouts of this entire thing. Trixie has had some things he has to deal with, and as a result, he wasn't able to show up here this evening. Sent me a message back a couple of days ago now, so we were able to get a replacement for him. KM Mix-Ups. I was going to say ICB just to wind him up because he's been we've been getting his camp wrong for a little while, but no, KM.
Is he KM?
Yes, he is. Yes, sir.
I didn't realise.
He added me in the chat earlier, bro. He was on my neck for it, so I made sure.
Fair enough. I didn't realise. I mean, it's a good pickup for KM though. That's 110.
Absolutely, and obviously he's been talking, kind of coming into this one, saying that him and EK Fonte, they're old friends. They're going to put on one hell of a fight. They feel like the way that these guys match up always leads to entertaining bouts. And Mix-Ups actually kind of came out here and said something a little bit different as well, J-Dime. He said he's a completely different fighter. I don't know what that means from him because he was always a really well-rounded fighter. He kind of took it everywhere. Maybe sometimes leaned on the grappling a little bit, but I'll be interested to see what that means now coming into UFC 5 because there are some changes, and we've seen some players completely change their game based on the little differences in UFC 5.
Yeah, what does that mean? Change your game? Is he going to be a better version of himself, or is he going to change his game completely?
Well, there is only one way to find out, my man, and we're not going to waste any time here this evening. We are going to get straight into that first one. We're going to be starting at the top left of the left-hand side of the bracket. KM Mix-Ups up against EK Fonte. Following that, Envy Ginger, Benjami, Apollo Bossman, so on and so forth. I cannot wait to get to it, and we're not going to have to. EK Fonte is on the left-hand side of the bracket. He is using Conor McGregor for this very first matchup, and he's going to be going up against, by the looks of things, Dustin Poirier. It's a fun pick. Dustin, still has that translatable power, J-Dime, but Conor McGregor, every time I've come up against him, the hand speed on this man is lightning, and it can become problematic, especially with somebody like Fonte, who, is smart with the way that he approaches his strikes.
Yeah, and the tracking of Conor McGregor punches is crazy, especially on this game. The way the tracking works, you can slip and still get punched with a straight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot about that tracking, seeing if they can avoid some of the issues this game's still got to work out. But speaking of the McGregor pick, it's an interesting choice because if I remember correctly, Fonte's always gone for Volk. Even when he had his title picture, he had a few lightweight fights. Every time it was always that Volk. He always played on that back foot. So it's interesting to see him how he's going to develop it. And especially since he wants to be playing on his front foot against Mix-Up, get that power already out there, trying to figure out that range.
He's trying to force it right now. Nice little lead hook into a straight from Conor McGregor. He's using his range really, really well at the moment, J-Dime. Kind of in and out movements, trying to play a little bit longer and, trying to make Dustin overextend.
There's nothing I want to see more than Dustin Poirier get his ass whipped. So I would love to see Conor McGregor keep landing these punches. Don't get caught in exchanges by Dustin, but he is now, Doctor.
Yeah, no, now Mix-Up engaging in the takedown. Evidently wanted to put that pressure on himself, going for the lovely deny and then going into that side control. Side control is a very dangerous position. Got the elbows that can get the doctor's cutters, so even a couple of them can do some serious damage very early on. Side saddle as well. More elbows, Jay, and this is a difficult position for Fonte. He needs to move somewhere, even if it's just back to side control.
Oh, this is bad. If I was him, I would have just went from side saddle straight to side control. But now he has back mount. And from here, what would you do, Cyrus, if you're Conor?
Honestly, I want to see more people test the submission game. It's not as difficult as a lot of people think, but that's an area that I found that a lot of people haven't worked on right now. Obviously, I'd expect that to be different for everybody competing under Primetime MMA. These guys are a little bit different from, the general batch, of course, that you'd come across on OWC and the like. But I want to see more submissions, and he has a lot of them, Dustin. He had arm bars from both sides when he was in that, when he was on his back, and from virtually every position, he's got a couple to go with him. I don't know what Conor's stat is, but I don't think it's particularly high with submission defense.
I can imagine it's around an 84 and 85, if I'm not mistaken. I know a lot of fighters of Conor's type of caliber has, I believe Pereira does in his Glory one as well. So yeah, I would expect to be relatively around there. Just Dustin's is probably at least 92, I'd imagine. And so you can definitely see why that would be a good idea. However, with the talk of submissions, it is a risky game to play just because you could easily give up position if you're not careful. So you do have to be kind of wary of that at the same time.
Yes, of course. Got to be diligent with all of your weapons here this evening, especially when you've got either one of these guys on the other side of the octagon. An interesting thing to point out, though, although we didn't get to see it in the exhibition card that we did, Jay, we got EK Fonte over here. He's got a little bit of a swelling on the right eye, and obviously it's already kind of orange, that amber sort of color. Round one. There's a lot of time. We might not even need that.
If I'm Dustin, I'm going to keep picking at that right eye. Keep throwing that lead hook. Or if it's the rear hook, just aim at that eye, Doctor.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea behind this game, especially it seems now, is when you've got a cut, you work it. So because firstly, you can get that dot of stoppage, and then you do more damage. And especially in these trades, and a lot of when you've got such a big punch power fighter like McGregor against, if you can do more damage to that chin McGregor, that's going to just make yourself more and more confident in those exchanges later down the line.
I feel like one thing that's a little bit underrated as well is just how effective ground and pound is for cuts and swelling on your opponent. Like, it's so underrated, man. Like, you've got the submissions, and yes, you know, they can be pretty slick, but get into side control, start raining those elbows down, some side saddles, crucifixes, and the like, J Diamond. Some of these nights, you know, kind of go south very, very quickly, but these guys being as well-rounded as they are, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to get there, and as you can see, Conor McGregor doing some really nice work on the feet right now, making sure to punish Dustin on his entries.
Yeah, right when you said that, he's the one who got punished. But if I'm Dustin, if I get it to the ground, I just want that side control. Like you said, those elbows will kill you from side control, especially if your opponent panics. That position itself is overpowered, Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely a dangerous position. Overpowered is, I want to say, more subjective, but McGregor's power here currently landing with a strike, clean the tracking, definitely causing some issues. Now against that cage, Mix-Up's just about managing to circle away. Now he's the one controlling that center of the octagon, Cyrus.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I love nice lead hook as well. This is so back and forth. He goes for the Gilly. Nice. And changes it to the mount. Beautiful work. And that's what I'm talking about. The fluidity on the mat, Doc, so much better than it was in previous tiles due to the fact that those submissions can go into even deeper submissions and ending the fight, or just ending up in mount or one of these other very dominant spaces.
Yeah, it's such a dangerous position. Even denies in top mount are even more scary now because you can pull into a submission. You can get a triangle, an arm triangle, or an arm bar, and all those subs are very powerful if you know what you're doing. And someone like Dustin's even more so. I mean, this position, and he's probably got a Darcy he could go to, which then can get you to back flat as well. You've got it's submissions to positions, not just positions over submissions in this game.
See, the thing is, I thought the Fonte was doing really good to come back into this fight, maybe even putting himself ahead out here, Jay. But when you find yourself in positions like this is game-changing right now.
He's not going to get up. And these elbows are doing so much. Now he's panicking. He's stuck right here. And there's... Oh, and he got out, Doc.
He's finally managed to get out there. It would be nice. I mean, you do have, I believe, Poirier's got the arm triangle so from half guard, so that means he has the counter submission from side control, which is a very big possibility if Mix-Up wanted to bring an opportunity of submissions in that aspect. But as you mentioned earlier, the ground and pound now landing, doing its damage. Maybe try a couple elbows, especially targeting that cut since he's in position now.
It may be over. It may be close to over. Do you know, if they were to stand up from here, the doctor would probably stop it.
You're probably right. That is red right now, that doctor's icon over there. And round two only had 5 significant strikes. Felt like a lot more, I'm not going to lie to you. The damage is being worn right now on Conor McGregor's face as we enter the third and final round of this first matchup of the Xbox Grand Prix. One of these guys will be advancing on to the quarterfinals. Will it be EK Fonte using Conor McGregor, or Mix-Ups representing KM? Going back to his roots, J-Time, with that double leg. Jeez.
This is where the match ends. This is where we're back here again. Even if he gets out of these positions, if you stand it up, I think the match ends, like I said, Doc.
Yeah, I mean, you do have the opportunity, if Fonte wanted to, is just stand in front of your opponent and engage in that striking. It's not a great idea, but when you've got that red icon, when the doctor is so close to being called, that you are kind of forced to do that, because it's either you grapple and you take this slow, sluggish approach, which is kind of weird for saying mix-ups is so nearly there. You could easily go for that doctor stoppage, but I suppose you want to take the more safer opportunity, making sure that Fonte can't do any real damage on the ground here, Cyrus.
I think that mainly though, correct me if I'm wrong, Jake. If he just walks away, right, it forces the doctor to come in, and I like if they're like this damaged, at least with the cut side of things, I would continue this work on the ground for a little bit for sure. Make sure that it adds up. You can see these bunny shots have got his head health within blinking range. It's not really going to take too many, and quite honestly, come to think of it, one posture up right now could ruin mix up Fonte's night. Really from any position as well, Doc, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it really is. Any positions, it could be a death sentence. But as he goes there, he gets into that half guard position. Half guard posture up is even more dangerous. But Sprawl, it feels like Fonte's just trying to outlast the clock, hoping that maybe somehow he scored it on the judges' scorecards. He's just playing for survival, hoping for an opportunity to get up at some point, and finally getting back to that full guard. It's a dangerous place to be, even with McGregor, especially with the subsystem, but finally gets back up to the feet there, and hopefully he can put some pressure on.
Back up!
Yeah, and this is where Fonte was really having some early leads. We'll see if the ground game has led to a little bit of frustration, if he starts to rush it, or even if he just has the head health to get into any form of exchange. But he was in control, J-Dime, on the feet when it was there.
Yeah, but I have a question. How do they judge round two? Because remember, round two, he got a knockdown, Fonte did, but the striking was like 50-something to like 17. So how do you judge that?
Exactly.
Yeah, the judge.
Yeah, we may not need it.
We don't. We don't need it. It's over.
Woo.
Jesus.
Look, well, I don't know. Mix-Up said to me he's a completely different fighter. What I will say he is an improved version of what he was before. He's still doing the thing that got him to the dance, and that's being a very well-rounded fighter. There was definitely improvements in the grappling, definitely improvements in the striking, and that was for a man that was already very, very dangerous. Ike Fonte suffering 2 very tough weeks in a row right now from the exhibition card, and of course now the start of the season. There are no easy fights here, Doctor. There are no easy goddamn fights, and Mix-Ups was able to pass with flying colors up against another very dangerous and hungry opponent in Ike Fonte.
Yeah, he looked really good, definitely improved over what we've previously seen. Good, fantastic grappling, that is where his bread is buttered. On top of that, you have that striking game, which really came to fruition after he's already done that damage, and so it was just built on top of and on top of everything that made him look put on a really good performance there.
Well, J-Dime, my man, this card has been started off in the exact fashion that we expected, and as we look forward at the rest of the card, there are too many names to really get into right now. As much as I would love to, every single one of these guys, I feel like, has a very good opportunity to come through with a W here this evening. If they're able to turn up on the night, they have all shown absolute moments of excellence over the course of UFC 4, and with the change of UFC 5, especially this early on, it's about staking your claim as one of the greats. Envy Ginger will be trying to do that next. J-Dime up against Ben Jammy. Should be a fun matchup. The mythical creature that was Ginger was back on PlayStation. We'll have to see if he can do it on his natural home of Xbox now.
Yeah, we gotta see, because Ginger's better on PlayStation. He even beat up Dirty Dave on PlayStation, which was kind of crazy. But on the Xbox, Ginger's kind of mediocre sometimes. He don't live up to his potential. So will we see the Grand Prix Ginger, or will we just see just the normal Ginger?
I love it, bro.
Mediocre Ginger, that's his alter ego.
Yeah, he's going to come into this one motivated, if nothing else, right now. that's what's going to happen. You can see a Charlie Olives up against Islam Makhachev pick. If I'm not mistaken out here, Doc, Ben Jammy does like to push the grappling.
I always thought he was more of a boxer.
Yeah, he's a fight night player.
Yeah,
Is he?
that's how I know.
For some reason, I think he's a grappler on this game. I don't know
Well,
why.
I mean, with an Islam pick, you can understand why. Yeah, I definitely can see this ended up on the mat. Islam Oliveira, subs, ground and pound galore. This definitely just looking like it's going to be a grappling matchup. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Maybe not. Maybe not. He's coming out there with those hands, Benjami, saying, look, I can wrestle, but you're going to have to eat all these hands first. Good little footwork right now, evading some of those kicks, and seems to be attacking the body, but he's getting tagged in the process, J-Dime, and that head health could go bye-bye very quickly if Charlie Olives is able to continue these connections.
Yeah, you're right. He's an... Ooh. Okay, maybe we're not getting grappling match, Doc. Nope, there we
No,
go.
maybe we're not. Oh, we're getting taken down, but it gets denied. What will Benjami do? Pulls a triangle. Ginger getting top position there, contracting the arm triangle or go to side control. Top mount is also another viable aspect. It's a lot of different positions he can go. Benjami though managing to get to deny so far, Jay.
Yeah. I like him going to the ground, but I don't like pulling guard. I don't like
I love it.
willingly taking... If it's a good grappler, I don't like people willingly taking the back.
I'm with you. I will say that for my money, Ginger's typically my biggest criticism of him has been his patience in fights, especially when grappling starts to get worked in. He was very patient there, but to the point of not being able to keep the position, of course. They now find themselves back on the feet, and it's a different approach than what I was expecting, Jay. Just the fact that Ginger is pressing so heavy on the feet and he's willing to engage on the mat as well. I don't know if he knows something about Benjami or if he's trying to exploit the hole, but he's come in here with a very clear game plan to try and dismantle Benjami.
Yeah. I also think he's trying to fight like Sim Charles Oliveira. You know he wants to go forward.
Absolutely.
He's going to have to get knocked down to get other plus 10 to attributes.
Yeah. It doesn't work against Islam, though.
There's a lot of pullback counters. I think using the jab straights may become more and more effective further down the line so far as they both get good reads. The body work of Benjami doesn't matter when he gets a front kick like that. Jesus.
For my money right now, we got Benjami really having some openings for that rear overhand. And Ginger, my man, he has all of the front kicks in the world. Oh, look, see the pulls. They're all using rounded shots. Just throw something straight down that barrel, Jay.
Yeah, or throw a body shot off the pull.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the overhand's happening. Oh, jeez.
Throw a body shot. Or throw straight, like Cyrus said.
Or a knee, literally anything at this point.
There it is.
Overhand.
Oh, elbow nearly coming there just off the side. 10 seconds left in this round. It's been an action-packed hellscape for both of these sides. Clips either way. Front kick there finally landed. Payback for an earlier front kick. We saw one instance of grappling, a random flying triangle out of nowhere. They got stood back up by the ref, but the most of it has just been an utter brawl, and this is looking like it's wanting to be fight night so far.
I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. I feel like this is a different ripple to Ginger's game. I would like him to continue to try and employ some of the clinch in particular, and some of the ground game if it gets there, but definitely that clinch.
That was a nice takedown shot. That was a really slick takedown.
Yeah, NV obviously a new camp on the block, and Ginger one of their starting members, so he really wants to come out here this evening and put himself and the camp on the map more than they already have. This is definitely one way to do it, Jay, when you're already a seasoned striker. Mixing in that grappling threat really can be off-putting when your opponents are coming up against you because they don't know what is coming next.
Yeah, and talking about the new camp NV, to me, this is the first impression because you know they have Ginger, Samurai, Robin, and other killers in here. But Ginger got to set the tone. If he gets his ass whooped here, it's going to make the camp look bad.
Yeah, exactly right. Was he able to stop the deny? He was not. See what he does here.
I think Ginger was looking to go a back flat from that position. Wasn't able to get it though. Benjami's really low on
He's got this. He can just go for it, bro. He can just go.
Yeah.
He can go.
Racing the submission.
He waited it too long. Like a second early, he would have got that shit. It wouldn't have like subbed him, but he would have damaged it a lot.
Yeah, it would have
probably would have won the round off of it if nothing else happened.
Nice. 2 minutes 30. Side control is the position. Ginger plays this right. It could... Never mind. Could be the beginning of the end was the point. The side control is definitely dangerous if you know what you're doing, man. If you're just wanting to hold that position and slowly, methodically put out that ground and pound, you can really, really make somebody's life a living hell.
Oh, heel hook. Ginger playing submission game with Oliveira.
Nice. He's denied it. He's got this.
Denied it. He's got it.
Now he can. Now look how much of that bar he took away from him. Now, now the next sub may be close to getting him out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah, next sub.
It will get him out of there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I mean, from this position, back sitting, you can back mount also works lovely. I would probably, if you're looking for a sub, I mean, go back sit and you have 2 subs there as an opportunity. From here, you can definitely jump onto the back as well. He tries that, he pulls it. Now he's got an RNC to threaten. Benjamin's got to do it close, but he gets it in. That was
It's
slick.
over. It's over.
Beautiful work, bro.
This is a different reality than I know. This is, in my head, Islam subbed him, but that obviously didn't happen. We're living in a different reality.
Bro, that for me was Ginger that was dangerous, was willing to take the fight wherever it needed to go, and the way that he was able to cinch out the submission towards the end especially was incredibly slick. I was thoroughly impressed, Doc. As somebody that's been working the ground game a lot since the release of this game, I do appreciate some of the setups that go behind getting these submissions, especially against good quality players just like that. Beautiful work from Ginger.
Yeah, it was a beautiful game, a beautiful attempt. He had a few slight issues with that Darce choke, but then he figured out what his game was. He got that first submission sunk in with that heel hook, which in of itself was a very impressive submission attempt. Heel hooks are very difficult to get in and also deny. And then from that, he was able to realize, okay, I need one more submission, jumped on the back of Benjamin and just sunk it in instantly. It was a beautiful setup. Each and every step he just put on a performance of, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that just to pick up on one of your points though, the heel hook in particular, it is one of the harder ones to deny. Some of the animations, people aren't as kind of used to them yet, and it's a little bit faster. So to get the denying, and that was the one that really mattered. The second one was all slick and everything, but the first one is what mattered the most, because Islam's submission defense is very high, so to be able to attack that much of the bar with a singular submission due to the stamina advantage, absolutely huge for Ginger. And the fight IQ then obviously taking him through to a W. But with that being said, we will be moving on to the next one, I do believe, and that is going to be between Bossman, who is not currently live. Hopefully he will be in just a moment, but Bossman is scheduled to go up against Apollo. Apollo taking this fight on short notice, Doc. I'll chuck it back to you, right? So Apollo took this on short notice, but FSK Bossman, just the eternal kind of champion mentality that he has, willing to take any fight, any moment's notice, and obviously favors his chances here this evening throughout this Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mean, he's part of the FSK camp. He's very pressure heavy. He's got the grappling to back up, training the likes of Fadinator and Driz, and so you've got to imagine he's played a lot of this game. He's very well-rounded already. He understands the ins and outs. Apollo is relatively new on the block compared to most of the veterans' name you see on tonight's card. He's very much still getting to grip, still making his name, but that does not by any means make him a less threatening fighter. He's very competitive. He's got the hands to compete, and you've got to only imagine that if he's in the GP, he sure as hell knows how to grapple and how to be that competitive game, Jay.
Yeah, and he needs to hurry up because I'm ready to see this fight. I want to get the show on the road. He's taking forever right now.
Absolutely, he most certainly is. Bossman, to be quite honest with you, gets a little bit of leeway here. He's typically there. He's typically on point, so I'm not sure what the delay is here at the moment, but if that isn't live in the next couple of seconds, Apollo, yes, you can by all means stream, brother. I don't really care. If, lads, get the stream up. Thank you. It is there. We are ready. Breaking the fourth wall just for a second allowed us to get back on track, or so it would seem. Here we fucking go, my guys. Lightweight is the weight class. Dustin Poirier up against Charlie Olives appears to be the matchup. I think this is the first time we're seeing this here this evening, and maybe won't be the last one, but Charlie Olives, obviously one of the more favored picks. He's been used a couple of times, and I understand why, Jay. He's really, really, really goddamn good. He's got some good striking. His submissions, obviously, top tier. The jiu-jitsu up there. Has a lot of threats.
Yeah, he's just dangerous. So if I wasn't going to pick Islam, if I was them, I'd pick Charles. Like, he's a danger. Even when he's getting his ass whooped, if you jump on him, he's still a danger.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll see how these... Oh, nice. Little combinations. That's really where Dustin Poirier is going to have an advantage here. It's going to be in the boxing combinations. He's going to have a little bit more pop in those punches, especially on the inside. But the more the boss man can do shit like this, the more he can make Apollo's night very, very difficult. Engage him in the clinch, engage him in the grappling as a whole. Dustin isn't bad there, Doc, but he ain't no Charlie Olives on the mat.
Yeah, Charlie Olives, I think, even when you see him in real life, he fights dirty. He uses the clinch, the knees, the grappling. He wants a brawl because it works better for him. He's also got elbows that can really slice you, and the teeps which you're seeing a boss man attempt to use can really work the body well, and they're very sneaky. Those uppercuts there are also one of the sneaky sides. Bossman's playing this up and down game. He's just wanting to scattergun a bunch of techniques to land and just to confuse the way Apollo's going to be able to defend it.
Yeah, exactly right. He's doing a good job with it, Jay. But I will say Apollo staying true to himself, using some presence of moment to catch that kick and walk him up against the cage, trying to make Bossman feel like the cage is closing in on him at this stage.
Yeah, but Bossman looks like the better striker, the better grappler.
Woo!
Oh! Once I said that, now Dustin Poirier has him in this position now, Doc.
RNC's are a deadly position even against someone like Oliveira, but managing to sneak all the way through into the top. You got the heel hooks to Stratton and included. Saw them earlier with Ginger. Half guard though momentum.
You missed the flying armbar, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Apologies.
Crazy.
I love it. No, but it was out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere from Apollo. He's showcasing J-Dime that he doesn't give a fuck out here, and he will engage you in any way, which way you want to. And he's holding his own, bro. He's doing great right now.
Yeah, you know what's the best thing he's doing? Even though he was on bottom, he has really good composure.
Yeah, exactly. This is good work. The ground and pound adds up very, very quickly. Nice work. Back into the full guard. Of course, Charlie Olives has that rubber guard, which he chooses to employ right now. I believe Dustin has stacked guard, left or right, to go through. That's the side that's typically harder to block, and Bossman wasn't able to get it that time, Doc.
Yeah, but holding that full guard position's always a dangerous time, especially with Oliveira here, Joe.
Yeah, but like I never thought I'd see Dustin Poirier hold Charles in side control. Like, what? This is a different reality we're living in right now, Cyrus.
It is, man. It is. I'm assuming you wouldn't have done it there if it was like 4 minutes of the fight left, but he saw that last minute or so, and he was really like, I can stay safe here. I can do some bits. And, although he found himself on bottom on a few occasions, really, really just did his own thing, was able to reverse it seemingly effortlessly. And once again, I just want to point out, this is Bossman he's fighting against. Bossman can do it goddamn everywhere, bro. He's no slouch. So to be able to get these movements from position to position and show how dangerous he is there is probably going to open up the striking just like that. And I'm a little worried for both guys. I'm not going to lie to you, dog.
Yeah, no, you're going to be, because both of these guys can seriously put some damage with the way they want to engage. Lovely major lunge out there. Body kick a bit too close, I would say, though. But, manages to get away with that time. But against someone like the likes of Bossman, it's a dangerous game. Jesus.
Imagine if Dustin actually fought like this. I don't think he has this. I don't think he would ever try to test Charles grappling like that.
No, and I actually believe it's because some of the striking, of Charlie Olives, he's made it difficult on the feet, Bossman. It's where Bossman is typically best, is in his striking. So forcing the takedown and taking him into a world that, even though Bossman's good on the mat, he's typically on top. So putting him on bottom was probably a smart move, at least at some points. But now we find him in top position. He's using Charlie Olives. He is a savage in all positions, and he goes for the Darce choke.
Oh.
Back flat? Yeah, back flat makes the most sense because this way you can then get the ground and pound or the RNC. Yeah. Goes into the top mount position. Triangle choke attempt, if I'm reading that correctly.
Yes,
lovely pull.
Oh my goodness.
He's got the stand vantage as well, struggling. Doesn't get the deny. Heel hook could be threatened here, but instead Apollo gets rightly back to the feet. You're like, you do not want to be messing around with this subgame of Oliveira.
Beautiful sequence of events right there in those grappling exchanges. Look, this is... I love the way that UFC 5 makes me feel about the ground game. The fact that it's so much more fluid in many of these positions. The fact that there's a lot more options. There's still room. There's still room for, obviously, improvement down there, but it's making the fluidity of the ground game a lot better. And you saw it right there. These guys attacking from all different angles, showcasing some really deep and diverse knowledge of the grappling grappling world. But Bossman goes back there, Jay. Seems to be committed to this attack.
Yeah, that is smart because he's got enough he's in another dominant position, so he's doing what he has to do.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, he's struggling, I would argue, to get any type of proper damage off. He's had a few attempts. You saw the post drop in back flat, but again, it was fairly straight back up into that back mount, and now he's into the full.
Yeah, full guard, not exactly, a terrible position for either fighter. There's going to be a lot of submission.
Sub, just step away from the submission stats for a bit and then focus more on that ground and pound, doing the damage to then hopefully that will open up a window later down the line, Cyrus.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. I really like guard, man, as a position. Even on bottom, it's there's a lot to attack from. Those elbows can become very problematic, and it sets up a lot of submissions for you as well as people start to become frustrated with it. As well as J-Dime, as well as the fact that it targets cuts and swelling on your opponent's face. So you don't want to be sitting there. In UFC 5 especially, you do not want to be sitting in somebody's guard on top. You may be, in top position, but you ain't winning if you're in that spot.
Yeah, you're not lying. And how are we judging round 1 and 2 right now? Like, what is the score going into 3?
I honestly don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I've seen big moments from both guys. I want to say Bossman's probably a little bit ahead, but I could be talking utter shit. I don't know about you, Doc.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the scorecards at the end, I mean, it lent towards Bossman, but the judges in this game are more confused than the UFC 4 judges, so it could go either way. It really could.
Well, they are back on the mat. Another takedown attempt successful for FSK. Bossman gets top mount now, J-Dime, but not able to hold it, my man.
He needed that deny. If he got that deny, he could have reined in some crazy ground and pound. That's a missed opportunity that you can't miss there, Doc.
Ooh. Yeah, you really can't. But Bossman, though, he's now continuing on his pressure. He feels confident in his striking, it seems, especially in this round. He's more willing to stay in the pocket. He's got a time in all the lead hooks, and Apollo's got to be careful with that head movement. He's nearly doing a couple of shots, does just a pull back on that shot. Head kick nearly gets a takedown attempt as get drained at both. A stamina pull guard doesn't quite get it.
Oh, I'm loving all of these sequences that we're seeing unfold in this third and final round. Third fight here this evening, and my God, these guys are delivering so far. My money for fight of the night as they approach the final 2-minute 20. Beautiful ducking elbow.
Elbow.
And a pull guard drains it. Now
here
is he
we
going to go
go.
for the killie? No, he takes. Well, okay, Dustin just about getting it now. Getting back up to the feet.
So
he knows it. Yeah, he knows he's down now in this round, and maybe he's not confident in the first and second round, so this is what he needs to do. This has been the clear from the boss man, but the stun happens, just misses that straight there.
I mean, Apollo trying to just take the judges out of this one. Bossman has had such a good start to the round, but now he's injured. He is up against that cage line.
Oh, that's the worst place to be. He has to get off that cage.
Oh.
Nice body shot. Oh, good head movement from Dustin.
Look, an injured lion is still a dangerous lion as he gets the double unders into body lock takedown. Now into side saddle. and only 45 seconds left to work. This one's down to the wire, Doc. Jesus.
He really is down to the wire. That knockdown only just about making this round clear cut, but I don't think we've got any agreeals on the last two as we head to the last 20 seconds. Looks like Apollo may think he's down on the scorecards as he pushed the pressure back, trying to get a knockdown. Oh, that was a scary shot there.
Oh my god. They're closest of elbows. We are about to see who wins it, and Bossman does. He did not want to wait. He needed to find out right there.
He's supposed to win. Why you spoil it like that? Good win.
Bossman wasn't obviously comfortable that he got the victory. I'm sure I wouldn't have been after that one either. Those guys really put it all out there, but for him to walk away with the W here, I think like we gotta remember, guys, that this is like the first actual on-record event of UFC 5 for Primetime MMA J-Dime. So even if you're a veteran at this point, you're going to have some nerves coming into this one because you want to kick off your season correctly. And if you don't have those nerves, then you may not be as eager and as tuned in as you need to be to stay ahead of these kind of new guys coming through event after event.
Yeah, and then you got to keep in mind, too, it's a new game. This is a fresh start. You don't want to mess up a new game because imagine you walk into the new season after week 1, you're 0-1. It's easier to go 0-2 than to go 1-1. Like, it's easy to fall in the hole after that.
Exactly right. We talk about momentum so often, and especially when it comes to winning. Winning is it's a habit. It's a good habit. You got to reinforce that habit. You got to keep those little wins going, and I feel like that's what the best always do, and it ends up amounting to kind of some monumental records that we've seen over the course of previous gaming titles, and these guys are now going to want to do that, of course, going into UFC 5. But I will say, lads, that as we approach the kind of midway point of this first round, that this next fight and then the fight after that are two of my more eagerly anticipated ones. So we are going to get to see Breezy Tricks up against BFAP's Easy Work. Two guys I know that bring goddamn action, and particularly I've been very, very much appreciating some of the BFAP Easy Works performances as of recently. And then following that, we will move across the right-hand side of the bracket and have B3 Blackout up against Ali 10 to kick off that side of the equation. Fireworks are going to continue to fly, but for right now, we will get into Breezy Tricks. Breezy Tricks going up against the one and only Easy Work. Easy Work looks like he's going Dustin. I wasn't expecting Dustin to be as popular here this evening, Jay. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Easy Work looks like in the new UFC because he ended off UFC 4. He was on a good streak. Like, we can see the improvements in his game. Then he joined BFAP, and now we're going to actually see him in his prime in this UFC now that he's going to be with this camp even longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I've used Dustin in this game.
I haven't either yet. I've actually been going Gaethje a little bit. He's really fun. Really fun to use in lightweight.
I mean, we see a Volkanovski on the other end, which is, I think, the first time tonight. And Volkanovski's already coming out like an insane person. He's wasting no time and just putting on that pressure and just going at it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he has the, I don't know what they call it in this, but he has the engine trait. He will continue to go. His recovery, his overall endurance is second to none, but if he gets overextended, Dustin will punish him, especially in the hands of Easy Work GG. Shot selection is impeccable, Jay.
Yeah, it's those body shots he was landing. They're beautiful body combos, Doc.
Yeah, they were lovely. They did about half the body health already in that one single attempt. Volkanovski trying to mix in those leg kicks, reduce the overall power and footwork of, I was going to say Charles Oliveira there, Dustin Poirier, and so far Easy Work's playing the one on the back foot, but he doesn't seem comfortable. He doesn't seem uncomfortable, sorry.
Yeah, he's, Easy Work is most comfortable on the feet. I feel like he joined BFAP because they're really good grapplers and they've got some, obviously, the top flight competition in the world, the likes of Trixie and so on. But he's a guy that brings some, he's a good addition to them because of the skills he has in his hands. Obviously, at this level, you can do it everywhere. But his striking is really, really on point. He knows when to push the action, J-Dime. He knows when to pull off and, look for those counters. And a lot of that's really told by his lead foot position and the way that he's able to maintain range in a lot of these positions.
Yeah, and he's fighting very well off his back foot. And you're right about him joining BFAP too. Even though he's a really good striker, that only adds to his game because they have grapplers. They have everything. They're one of the top camps in the UFC community, Doc.
Yeah, they are, and there's a reason for why Trixie's at the top of that, why he's always been seen as to go at prime time. He's always been one of the most competitive players, and with Easy Work joining that camp, he's showing why and how his skills having only increased from there. He's putting on a competitive performance, but that's not to say that Breezy Tricks here is also looking really good. He's landing a lot of strikes. He's using that ferocious little stature of Volkanovski just to bring everything he's got towards Dustin here.
I don't want to be disrespectful. I will say that Breezy Tricks is definitely a dog. He is here to fight, and he is trying to pour on the action, J-Dime. I just don't... The work is not as clean as Dustin's, and Easy Work, just being the cleaner of the two strikers, is getting bigger damage, and is getting bigger reactions out of Volkanovski. My goodness.
I'm going to tell you why this is happening. This is happening because Easy Work is used to training against Swift Tricks, the real Tricks, Trixie, right? So some other guy named Tricks is not cutting the slack here, Doc.
Seems not. I mean, as Cyrus mentioned, it's really the case of Volkanovski is fighting everything he has at Dustin, and it does seem to be everything. It's top, bottom, left, right, leg kicks galore, but when you see Easy Work come back, he's landing those clean shots. He's getting those stuns. He's doing half your health in terms of head, body health in one slick combo, and that's what Easy Work is making sure to capitalize on every engagement he's in so far.
Yeah, like I honestly feel like Breezy Tricks would be better off trying to mix in some of the grappling. Just test him there, man. Just mix it up because like I feel like he's had one game plan in this, and it's been to try and overwhelm GG, and it's just not going to happen. Easy Work GG will just make easy work of you if you continue to try and pressure him in this fashion. Look at this work. It is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is very easy work right now, Doc.
He digs down to that body, goes to the teep, only just about getting caught. Is Breezy Tricks can go for the takedown? Doesn't. It may have been the suggested idea. He's on the ground, it's on the feet. It's definitely been a difficult time. Switching it up may be ideal, but Easy Work continuing on with his pressure, continuing with this onslaught, and he's just looking to find that one last shot to put Breezy to sleep, it seems, Joe.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The takedowns, even if he just shot for him, they would help because he'd been pushing Easy Work behind those black lines, but there's no consequences. He don't got to worry about nothing. There's no takedown threat coming his way, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, exactly right. Oh my God, he does catch him. Left hand, bro, from hell. But you can see Breezy Tricks, even though he lands right there, Easy Work is back on his feet, and he's like, your head health's still fucked, bro. I'm gonna keep pressing you. It hasn't stopped. He hasn't missed a beat. We're only at the midway point of the fight. There's so much time left to work, dog. It is anybody's at this point, but these guys are only kind of continuing to make this into more and more of a like phone booth sort of battle. They're just standing on each other's toes right now.
Yeah, they're just not stopping. Breezy doesn't want to take a step back. Easy Work doesn't want to take a step back.
Hold on. I thought
scary situation, Jay.
He's dangerous. Doc, he's dangerous still.
Yeah. And not Breezy Street, Easy Work's saying, okay, let's not take any more risks. I've done a lot of damage on the feet. Let's do it on the ground, see how the ground game works. And that's highly suggestible, especially with a minute 20 left in the clock. Gives you a fairly reasonable idea of how the grappling's going to look as you end the second and come into this third here, Cyrus.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, though, I've seen somebody say it in the chat, but Volkanovski has thrown like 1,000 strikes in this fight, quite literally. He's still got stamina to spare. Definitely still needs a little bit of tuning, but Easy Work, when he's fighting off that back foot, I actually feel like that's when he's best, Jay. Most people struggle with it, but not Easy Work. Both of them
got stunned by that. Man.
Nice.
Oh.
He's setting them up with the head to go to the head. All of these body shots continuing to try and draw down the hands of Breezy and trying to set up some big head shots. Nice straight lands. Uppercut.
Oh, the uppercut coming out clean. The end rounds. I think that's definitely an Easy Work round. Easy Work looking like he's been the overall dominant fighter. That's not to say Breezy Tricks has not tried to make this a fight of the night. He's looking like it. He's looked fantastic, but easy work is making it look like easy work. It really does seem that way, Jay.
Yeah, it does. But Volkanovski isn't out of it. And he showed glimpses and flashes of him stunning him and him putting him in danger. But do I think he's going to win? Probably not, Cyrus.
Yeah, it's a tough one, right? Like, he's had moments, he's definitely had easy work damaged, but I feel like that's when easy work was ahead and he decided to start engaging in the madness that Volkanovski's bringing to the table. Like, Breezy has had game plan A, overwhelm. And when easy work is just like being the matador out there, utilizing some really slick footwork and head movement, he's having a lot of success, but I mean, it looks like maybe past the point of no return right now. Volkanovski may no longer be able to exchange in the pocket, especially as easy work continues to stack up body and head health damage up against this cage line dock. Very difficult scenes for Breezy right now.
Yeah, Breezy's going to have to dig deep. It's definitely possible. We've seen worse. We've seen higher comebacks, but that hook lands, looking for those final shots, and Volkanovski somehow staying with that recovery, working that body, gets the stun there, digs down to the head, the uppercut landing, and it's just looking like a brutalization for Volkanovski right now. Oh, Jesus.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, there's no return.
Throw in the towel,
Oh, my God.
please.
This is torture.
How's he still going?
Oh, dang.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, it's over. It's actually, oh, my. Okay.
Jesus.
Fucking swear to God, man. Like, thoughts and prayers to Volkanovski and his family. Somebody was saying the Cyrez calf of lightweight. Either way, he died right there and probably will not be seen for some time. Dustin Poirier, easy work GG, representing BFAP, one of the oldest and most established camps in the promotion and community as a whole, gets the job done again, is able to move on to the next stage of this tournament. And J-Dime, look at those stats. He did it with flying fucking colors, bro. He did it with flying colors.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like, he lived up to his name once again. Easy work did what he had to do. Like, I know it sounds like I was just going on Breezy Tricks, but Breezy Tricks will be back. And he's going to get his redemption. He's going to move his way up to PT ranks. As long as he don't fight Easy Work GG again, he'll be fine.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at the stats. It's like 70 significant strikes for Easy Works and 70 strikes landed for Volkanovski. That was not an enjoyable fight you got to imagine for Volkanovski. But even then, with those stats, he still had these moments. He really did. And that's another thing you've got to take into consideration.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And look, these fights have not failed to deliver at all. They have all absolutely lived up to expectations and some. And we expect this next one to be a barn burner. If you don't know, you're about to find out. Ali 10 and B3 Blackout Hours are about to throw down in the virtual octagon that is Primetime MMA. Ali always loves to get it done on the feet. He typically likes to try and press his opponents a little bit, but you know better than most as well, J-Dime, that Blackout Hours isn't a man that likes to take back steps. He is a man that will like to walk forward and throw those hands, and as odd as this may sound, I actually feel like the fact that he can't go Nick Diaz here is only actually going to help him.
I personally think his Conor McGregor is better than his Nick Diaz, personally. But what I will say is he may benefit from using someone that's not Nick Diaz, if that makes any sense, because Nick Diaz isn't the best person. He just loves Nick Diaz.
Yeah, he makes it work in spite of the stats that they've given Nick Diaz, right? So, I think that him going Dustin in this one, I do agree with you. I think Conor was maybe a better pick, but maybe he knows something that we don't, right? Maybe he's been working on his Dustin, so we'll have to see.
I was thinking, honestly, a Bobby Green for Blackout, if that's an insane idea. But as we talk about this right now with the picks here, Dustin's definitely the better pick, only because he's got that ground game to be offensive against Charles, as Ali now moves back into that side control position. He wants nothing to do on the ground here. Nothing to do on the feet, sorry. And the ground is where he wants to be for this entire fight, it seems.
I mean, an interesting approach for sure. I wouldn't have expected him to shoot that early. You know, I don't think it's a bad move, though. You put these B3 boys on their back early, it's at least going to make them work and, of course, attack that cardio that, you know, typically they burn through very quickly.
That's a great move. This is a great move because Blackout's best trait is that storm he got going in the beginning of the fight. You're taking away the storm because you're on top of him the whole time. So unless he gets up, which he does, He
does indeed. Now,
Yeah.
will that aggravate the approach of Blackout? You got to imagine it will, because it's like, okay, you want to take me down? I'm definitely not going to be taking any step backs now and just wanting to put on a brawl here. Flying the stun into a Spear Slick in all manners of fashion. Oliveira now going for that Darce choke. Batflat, you've got to assume, just because of how easy it is to get from here. Does manage so ground and pound an option or the RNC if he wanted to, but got rolling into a triangle choke.
I love the fact these guys have worked out their submission games. I know Blackout has been working on his submission defense. It wasn't an area he spent a lot of time, but he got denied right there, and this could be a triangle choke from hell. Attacks it massively.
Bad. This is horrible for him right now. Look at how much. Now he has to deny every sub. With the next sub, he's going night-night, Doc.
Yeah, one more sub and that's it. That's the power of like Oliveira. His triangles is really strong, and those stam helps. Just it's in multiple factors, especially from a position like top man as well. It just makes it stronger and stronger. Blackout stam looking more and more suspect as it goes on.
Doc, he can't stay here, brother. He needs to channel his inner Derek Lewis and just get up, bro. He needs to just stand up. But the armbar, he's done. That's it.
Yeah, that's done.
Match is ended, guys.
Flawless performance from Ali 10. That is performance of the night by or second to none, brother. He came out there and made one of the most feared strikers in the world not even be able to get going, took him down, and was able to get that submission game. Game planning on point, execution on point. A shame to see Blackout go out that way, but my God, a star is born in Ali 10 and his finishing ability, especially with that Charlie Olives.
He fought with no ego. He followed the game plan to a T, put him on the ground, and subbed him. So he basically got rid of all the risk and all of the storm couldn't happen. It couldn't, because once he stunned him with the knee, he speared him. He never got to get started.
Yeah, it really was that case. It was just perfect game planning, perfect realization of who you're fighting. He's done the work, he's done the IQ planning, he's done the fight plan, and he just executed in every step of the way. He got one sub, found another opportunity for the last sub, and that was all she wrote there.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. I mean, I'm thoroughly impressed with Ali 10, and as I said a little bit earlier on, very, very much at the beginning, actually, you know as well as I do, guys, we've called so many of these events. We know the score, and you can never count out any of these dark horses, especially when a new game title has just been dropped. We went from UFC 3 to UFC 4, and stars changed. The names that were reigning at the top, they changed. And now going from UFC 4 to UFC 5, we could see that happen again. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that the names that you've grown to love and see perform will just disappear. They won't. We expect, of course, to see the likes of Fad Nater, the Trixies of the world, and the like do very well. They have that built in them to learn the game, to find the paths to victory. But these new names that we've seen around that kind of top 15, broaching that top 15 for a good few seasons, like Ali 10, to come out here and get a W like that, and to get it over B3 Blackout Hours, I cannot speak to how massive that is, and how big a feather of a cap that is for this early on in the season here, Doc.
Yeah, it was a very impressive performance across the board. And I mean, as you talk about with the names changing, that's the brilliance of the new games. And I think as we continue, Jay, this is just going to get better and better and more interesting.
Yeah, and you know what they got to keep in mind? This game hasn't been out that long, so if you lose now, it really, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but you're going to get way better because there's still a lot that we don't know about this game.
Look, there's nuances to it, absolutely. I for one, as we always have done, I very, very much look forward to seeing what these guys, who are the best in the business, period, are able to do as we progress throughout our seasons. This is still the earliest iteration, and we are seeing some absolutely picture-perfect fluidity between the striking and the grappling. We're seeing a lot more submission threats than we ever have in the past. I mean, Primetime MMA is known for knockouts primarily, but submissions definitely now a lot more viable, especially with the no-holds-barred sort of approach that we have. And look, we expect the entertainment, the absolute kind of stakes of this entire promotion to only continue to grow. And with that being said, there's a lot on the line for these next competitors, and it's going to be between FSK Driz up against Webo. So this is the fight that's a little bit different on your graphic, of course. Driz is taking on Webo on short notice. Webo, the man that will eternally turn up. He's been in or amongst the top 20 for some time. He's kind of the wild card pick of this evening, Doctor, and he's going to have himself tested up against the one and only FSK Driz, a man that is problematic, let's say, for absolutely anybody standing across from him.
Yeah, and Webo's an interesting character in terms of all aspects. He's a grappler, and he's kind of notorious for the double leg bails, I would argue. He's notorious for that style. His side control is really, really scary, though. That's only been helped by this new game and the side control and the denies of it now. So that's something else Driz has got to be careful of. The issue is, though, you've got to take Driz down there to get it first. And that's probably going to be the biggest area which you're going to see so far here, Jay, is Webo going to be able to get Driz down, and then will Webo be able to work it? That's kind of the aspect is going to be most interesting to see during this fight.
Yeah, and also, those positions like side control are going to be even more overpowered because they're on 15 ping.
Yeah, 100%. But I was explaining this, funny enough, not last night to Doc. Right now, like, I have a mega internet, so when I'm playing, I have like a 15 ms ping against anybody, right? Like most parts, especially in like UK or close to Europe. And there's a big difference as you drop up when it's that low. When it's that low, there is a noticeable difference to the transition denials, especially in side control. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Webo's game. He needs use of the body to stop the up transition from existing, any undeniables knee on belly to kind of reduce that GA, and that's kind of the way Webo likes to play the side control. It means he has all the GA into his favour. He's able to do a lot of damage, and it ends up in these interesting positions where you're at risk of getting a doctor's cut because of how many elbows are being landed.
Yeah, he's not getting out, guys. I hope y'all know that. He is not getting out of it. Oh, he got out.
You can get out. I have played him. You can get out. It takes a lot, but you can get out if you build a GA just right. It's a difficult fight, though.
Yeah, at what price, though?
Exactly. Well, you're not getting away for free, I suppose, is where it's at, right? That's the whole thing. But it's meant to be a pretty dominant position. Maybe not as dominant as it is on this type of millisecond ping, but it's a pretty bad position to be in. You know, anything past those half guard positions can become problematic, especially as you're seeing right now. Islam Makhachev raining down ground and pound Doctor with hellacious intent. I mean, it's just, he's not wasting time. He's not even worried about giving up position. He's more than happy to let those hands fly and see what he's able to get off and try to damage Driz early.
Yeah, he's wanting the damage done. He's wanting it done quick. He doesn't want to give Driz time to get his foot in. I think that's the massive thing here that Webo's making sure happens, is making sure Driz isn't allowed to get his foot in, because as soon as Driz does, he's in for a very difficult fight here. Undeniables, that side control goes into that side control again, starts working the elbows, but Driz managing to get back into the half guard. Full guard, though, now happening, Cyrus, and Webo's just continuing this very high pacer.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, this is a really, really smart move for him. He's putting Driz in a really difficult position. Driz is one of the guys that was maybe favored to win this entire thing from what many people were saying around, you know, obviously he's one of the FSK bunch. He's dangerous on the feet especially, and has always had really good performances when it's hit the mat, but Webo's a bit of a different beast, and I can see that his teammate, one of the former champions in Fadnader, not impressed with Webo so far. He doesn't like what's happening to his teammate, and I can understand why. He's been neutralized in this early round, and we'll have to see if he's able to keep it standing in the second one, J-Dime, because if Driz can keep this on the feet, my man, it is a completely different fight.
Yeah, and here's the thing. like I said, at what price is Dustin's, I was about to say mad kit. His head health was really red already just from being inside control. Now from here, he cannot take any shots on the feet right now, Doc.
Webo's looking really good, even on the striking there. Grappling has kind of made Driz a bit wary of engaging. He doesn't want to get cut as badly. Once he gets that clean shot, lovely counter shot there though by Driz, and leading the fight, putting the pressure on is a massive change up from the previous round. Takedown shot, but denied cleanly.
Nice. Continuing to advance in these grappling positions from clinch to cage to takedown. Now finds himself in another dominant position, side control with 3 minutes 35 left to work. Driz is in a probably a deep kind of ditch right now in terms of desperation. You know, this is everything he didn't want and some. God.
This is terrifying, to be honest with you. Oh, he got out, but like I said, at what cost? Look how hurt
back
he is.
inside control.
No, we're back here again.
Bam, we're back out of it.
Maybe not for long. Postures up, doesn't have it, so he'll get the ground and pound, force him to move his head.
Oh,
he is smashing him right now, Jay.
Yeah, he's doing something else, a word I can't say to him too. But hey, this is looking bad right now, Doc.
Oh,
we're back up to the feet. If I'm Webo, I'm probably backing off, just hoping the doctors may intervene. Nearly eats a front kick there as he goes for a slip, but uppercut. Lovely major lunge there, digging around to the side, holding that centering octagon again, overhand landing cleanly. Oh. Takedown attempt, body trip. I think Webo's going to take it. He's happy to be on the ground. He'd rather be this than on the feet, it seems. Deny there happening, probably wanting to get a full guard. Lovely deny. If I'm Poirier, I get back to the feet. I think he's on this game. If I'm Webo, I get it into full guard, I get it into a dominant position, or a position that he can control. Side control, isn't that?
wow. Wow.
Hey.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
He deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves this now.
Yep.
This round was a lost cause. It felt like he should have did all the damage he could from there.
Jesus.
Look, as when you commentate, you've got to stay impartial, right? But you low-key always want to see the guy that's struggling, getting grappled, kind of rinsed on the mat. You want to see him try to bounce back a little bit, but he gives up such a dominant position. He's still in it, but I mean, is he? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I feel like frustration's got the better of him.
It's over.
Out of nowhere, overcommittance, frustration, as you mentioned, caused some absolute death-defying stunts to happen. Getting flatlined does Poirier as Webo puts out a performance of the night. I think there we had the previous points with Ali versus Blackout, but in person, like doing that to someone like Driz as cleanly as he did, holding that position, working every aspect from the striking, grappling, that was insane.
That was something else. That was absolutely something else, man. Like, I was not expecting it to be as clean as that was. I mean, he did it in a fashion that was just defies the odds. I mean, I know I said it before we came into this fight, but it doesn't mean it's any less surprising when it happens. Any one of these guys can win the fight. Any single one of them. They're all dangerous. And Webo, a man that was like third or fourth replacement down the line, was able to get the call here this evening, was able to answer that and get the biggest win of his entire run in Primetime MMA across seasons. That was monumental for him, and he now advances to the second stage, and we will be seeing the battle of performances of the night in the next one between Ali 10 and Webo, two guys that absolutely played out of their socks and found themselves with a really solid opportunity now at Primetime Gold. They've got 2 more fights, 3 more fights. That's it, bro. That's it. It's within reach, Doc. It's within reach. But talking about within reach, BFAP Winter and Dezinho is the next one up, and that fight is now just within our reach as we move on to the 7th fight here this evening.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and chat may correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Dezinho has joined up with FSK recently. So he's been training with Fad, Driz, the likes of those two. Saw Driz in last fight. Yeah, he didn't have so much as well, but you could definitely see the striking. Also, his previous experience definitely showcases being one of the best players in the game as well. So this is going to be a wild one. BFAP Winter, though, we saw BFAP easy work. Winter's kind of had the same glow up from 4 to 5, I would argue. This man looked really impressive at the end of 4, starting to really get his bearings. He was just shy of getting a title. He had several title shots, but here we are now, and this is going to be a really interesting sign. See how these two really compete against each other. It looks like we're going to be getting a Volkanovski versus Poirier here, Jay.
Oh, I like that matchup again, but when you were talking about, Winter, wasn't you? What were you talking about a second ago? Like, I just lost everything I was about to say.
I think you put him so on the spot that Doc himself has forgot. That is hilarious.
I was talking about Winter.
Yeah, I was going to say you were talking about Winter.
Winter having a glow up, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're tripping right now, but I was about to say, we may see a prime Winter now in UFC 5. Oh, that's crazy.
No, that is amazing. I could see the lights just turn off in Doc's eyes when you asked him that question.
So confused. It's like, yeah, was I? I think I was.
Well, as we still dig ourselves out of that confusion, Winter J and Dezinho have not wasted any time getting into this fight. They're a minute down. Volkanovski on the side of Winter. Now he gets clipped with a pull counter. Beautiful work from Dezinho. Now trying to pour on the pressure with Dustin Poirier. That left hand is money for him at the moment there, Doc.
Yeah, left hand has been money so far, though. Winter trying to get back those jab straights down the middle, overcommitting that block, trying to work the hooks around the ducking as well, just avoiding. But that jab rear hook by both of these guys seems to be their main tool. They know it's a power punch and they know it can land hard. They just need to land it cleanly just once, it seems.
Absolutely. I'm loving the pressure, J-Dime. I like what I'm seeing in terms of the the way that Winter is trying to force the action. He's just not having the defensive cognizance to avoid the shots. He's walking onto them. Dezinho maybe getting a W for FSK right here.
God. Look, Winter about to freeze.
Oh my God.
Winter's about to freeze.
Know.
Too quick,
Yeah,
Jay, too quick.
Oh, my fault. It's not time yet.
No. I mean, I was too slick. That was quick. But the head health of Volkanovski just in such a problematic state right now. I mean, I wouldn't have blamed him just to lay there for a little while longer, but he's back on the feet and back in the firing range as Tesco's decide to sponsor this fight.
Oh my God. That's great.
Scumbag of the week, Tesco's. That's what I hope to see. We do support the NHS, however. Never mind. Big rock from with Dustin Poirier once again. Dezinho really showcasing his abilities here this evening. Talking on the NHS, Winter may need a doctor after this one, as Dezinho continues to land an onslaught of damage, playing both the back foot and the front foot absolutely perfectly so far. The damage is visible on Winter's face, but he's not phased. He keeps pouring it on, Jay.
He's brave for sure, but right now he's taking a hell of an ass whooping. It may be over.
He didn't go down with the uppercut landing just at the end. The ground and pound landing so much. Dean not stepping in somehow. Everybody's pretty confused about that, but Winter surviving. Volkanovski's recovering, keeping him alive. Couple good denies, and with that, the round ends. I was going to say Winter could go for a submission, and I looked at the time, and it was like, yep.
Well, we move on to the next round. The blood is dripping across that canvas. Painted this octagon. Never mind. Look at Volkanovski bouncing back right now. Trying to pour on the pressure. 1-2 straight down the barrel. Lead hooks, takedown attempts. But he gets caught. Too much. Too little.
He has heart. Like, Volkanovski's still in this fight. It's just... The problem is he's taken a lot of damage already, Doc.
Yeah, he's taken so much. He's trying his damnedest, but every shot Dustin Poirier is landing his hits with so much more power, and he's just doing it fantastically.
Nice work. Beautiful. Slip off straight. Uppercut lands. Maybe the finish is here. That's it. Gotta be.
Damn angle's that?
Woo! Herb Dean still letting punch him.
Why did Herb just take forever to get in?
He did not like Volkanovski, it would appear. Apparently there was some mixed words coming into this fight where they went back and forth a little bit. Looks like Herb Dean was more than happy to allow him to get a few licks after the one that actually put him out. Massive work, though. You know, talking about FSK, you know, was having a bit of a tough night so far. Bossman had a really, really tough, hard-earned victory that he got. He was just able to get across that line. Last one obviously didn't quite go their way, but this one answering back in a big, big way. Best performance so far here this evening from the FSK boys, for my money, and maybe one of the best performances we've seen from DeZinho in some time, Doc. I feel like he really answered the call here this evening.
Yeah, he really did. He looked very impressive, and it's going to be interesting how he matches up in the next fight as well. As I look towards that, you got BFAT Kante versus FSK Fadinator. Finally getting to see the second biggest name on our side on the Xbox side, apart from Trixie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, it depends. Like, both of those guys got a massive amount of support. Now, Trixie is the guy that has the resume. He's the guy that has the true resume, man. He holds the records. But Fadinator was right there. They were neck and neck. There was one fight in it when Fadinator lost that last one to Trixie. I mean, it doesn't get any closer. Now, of course, Fadinator came out in the exhibition card last time round, was able to win that in a massive way, bro. He looked real good coming into UFC 5, and I know that he was saying to the likes of Swaggy, and I believe yourself as well, J-Dime, leading up to the fight, that he believes that the rivalry was dead coming into this right now after that exhibition match. He believes that he put a point on it. And honestly, for my money, like, Fadinator, how do I say this? Trixie is maybe my most well-rounded fighter. I believe that he has had the better on-the-night performances and holds the most accomplishments for a reason. But Fadinator might be the most dangerous fighter to ever grace the virtual octagon. He has such a finishing ability. He's really able to turn it up on his. He's really able to turn it up on any of one of his opponents. And I don't think I've ever seen Fadinator go to a decision. Like, Fadinator gets finishes, bro, one way or another. He is looking to separate your consciousness. If not, take your life, and quite honestly, it's what
your life is crazy.
It is crazy. But he comes with that attitude, man. Like, he's not looking to be your friend out there. He's looking to embarrass you in that octagon, and you know, really separate himself from the rest of the competition.
Man, let me just say, I don't know if he's there to take your life. Maybe he is. I don't know. But
in the virtual space, of course, the virtual space.
Yeah. In the octagon, he wants to take your life, guys. But to me, like, I'm being biased. I do think Fadinator I thought he was the best, right? Him and Trixie are neck and neck. Trixie's the GOAT, but Fadinator's right there with him. And I want to see, is he still the same guy in UFC 5 he was in 4?
Look, the exhibition cards would give us indications to yes, but with that being said, we look at the card now very briefly. We have one last fight in this opening stage of the tournament to find out who will be the very final spot of the quarterfinals here this evening. This is our 8th fight on the card, and I expect it to be a true showcase of mixed martial arts excellence between two former champions, BFAP Kante and FSK Fadinator. Kante is slept on very much within the promotion. I do feel that he's a very dangerous man in his own regards. We haven't hyped him up enough quite yet, but he's about to do all of his talking in the cage as he goes up against one of the most dangerous to ever do it in FSK Fadinator. Like, I cannot stress that enough. One of the most dangerous to ever do it.
Here we go. And do not, the record does not mean anything. Remember that, guys. It doesn't mean anything. It's a new game. It's different when you sparring. and fighting in PT.
All about when those lights are brightest, and these guys know that better than most. They are two that have been fighting as main card fighters for some time now, if not main event fighters, especially in the case of FSK Fadnator, who holds the higher of the two resumes between these two competitors. But as you can see, Doctor, it doesn't seem to be intimidating BFAP Kante so far. He's holding his ground, keeping that block high, and trying to land damaging shots of his own, although that kick was caught very, very cleanly by Fadnator.
It was indeed. Fadnator coming on the forward, even when he's being countered, he's making sure he's still out of the way so he can't get anything clean off. And that seems to be Fadnator's game, is fire a lot of combos, see what lands, see what doesn't. Feeling out process, even within a league fight, because a person's ability to fight changes, and so you've got to kind of work out what their main game plan is going to be into this fight. Seems like his leg kicks for Kante work that power, and then slowly start to find a home for other shots up from that basis. Joe?
For some reason I've lost... your mic isn't coming through for some reason, my man.
Oh, I had it on mute by accident. Okay, that's crazy. Well, how did I do that? I don't remember even pressing that. But yeah, I was saying he's doing a good job. Back foot, but he's dead.
What was that?
He's almost dead.
And
Is Fadnator done? Oh, no!
oh, okay.
That elbow would have killed him.
What?
That elbow would have killed him. It would have killed him.
killed him. Yeah.
That's clutch. That's clutch.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Fadnator knows he's got him hurt. That's got to have been a bit of a knock on the confidence of Kante, but Kante, nevertheless, still happy to hold his ground. Has to get those feet moving, for my money. Utilize that superior footwork, because he's eating too much damage, man, and it's visible.
Oh!
What in the world are we seeing? Jesus, these two guys already trained in all their striking ability, wanting to come to a war. A lovely little taunt there by Fad, and he's right back at it, looking to land shots constantly. Ducks under it just about. Head kick with straight lands, body kicks to follow. Taunt there as well.
This is Dustin's alter ego. This is the real Dustin Poirier.
Oh, that's it. Gotta be it, bro.
No, it's been it for a while.
Oh
my God.
Is he going to put him out of his misery?
Running down the shots hot and heavy, only just about managing it. Tries to get over into that full guard position, gains top though. Fad now though holding the mount, tries to get up back to the point of it here, and he's going to cause some utter chaos.
He could have ended that. He really he could have just ended it. What beef do they have? It looks like he want to kill him.
Told you, man. He's not looking to just take, take people's records away from them. He's not just looking to separate them from their consciousness. As Robbie Lawler once said, he's looking to take their soul. And Fadnator, the way he does it, as I said, it's embarrassing, man. It's not embarrassing because he's not a good player. He's literally one of the best ever. But it's embarrassing because he doesn't let off you, man. Like, he doesn't have remorse. He doesn't, feel like... he doesn't feel bad making you look bad out there, right? He enjoys it, man. He enjoys putting the pain on you.
Yeah, this is an evil human being. That's what it looks like. Oh my.
Oh.
What?
That's non-stop. Doubles up on the uppercuts. The knee lands there, but so does the hook, and it clobbers him. Does that hook, finishing Kante in 30 seconds into that second round. I don't think Faz really took a misstep during that fight, Jay. It was just one onslaught on an onslaught.
It's simple bullying. That's it. He just took his lunch money. That's it.
Beautiful, man. Absolutely. Picture perfect. It doesn't get better than that right there. We were talking about performances of the night. Fatty the Baddie wanted to put an absolute cherry on top of the cake in terms of the performances for this very first leg of this tournament. He made it look easy. He made it look like he's never missed a beat. If not, he's got a little bit better, and that was difficult to say considering how goddamn good that he was coming into this already. He does it again. The young man, the prodigy, FSK Fadnator, gets his hand raised.
You gotta say his nickname. You have to say his nickname.
I did, bro. Fatty the Baddie. You know it, brother.
Fatty the Baddie with the win again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rip to Kante. I know that we'll see him back better than ever. That man, low-key, like I said, maybe not always the easiest to deal with out of the cage, but my God, when he's in the cage, he always turns up, that man right there. I have a lot of respect for what he brings to the octagon and the danger that he presents, but he came up against an absolute unit of a man here this evening in FSK Fanator, a man that's very, very difficult to beat, even on his worst nights, and this doesn't look like that's one of those nights. He's definitely on form here this evening and looking to prove a point, or so it would seem. But as we look there, lads, we now have all of the quarterfinal bookings. We have KM Mix-Ups up against NV Ginger, FSK Bossman up against BFAP's Easy Work GG, Ali 10 up against Webo, and Dezinio up against Fadinator. This is gonna be an emotional old run. We still have 8 fights left to run here this evening. For anybody that missed it, we had an amazing promo package put together by the one and only Mr. Humbledink. So strap in for the next 2 minutes or so, enjoy the promo, and we will be back with the rest of all of the carnage that promises to be under Prime Time's Xbox Grand Prix to kick off the first season of UFC 5.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, let's get it on!
Let me take you on a journey. When the millennium hit, so did the Ultimate Fighting Championship gaming world. We were graced with virtual violence. From hammer fist to rare naked chokes, the gaming world for millions would change forever. So it began. 2 friends would sit in a living room and virtually beat the shit out of each other for bragging rights. Simply, who the fuck is better? From bonding sessions to competing with your friends, an idea was born. An idea that would change the face of gaming. That idea was Primetime MMA. Virtual octagon violence, competed by the best players around the world. An esports phenomenon that would consistently put on weekly entertainment for your viewing pleasure. The Primetime guarantee for bragging rights. But this time, the bragging rights are not see if you were better than the best mate. Oh no. The stakes just got fucking massive. Now, you're competing to see who is the greatest. The best player on God's green earth. The Prime Time Champion. Tonight, we find out who is the greatest player on the planet. So sit back, relax, shut the fuck up, and strap in. Let history be told once again. You know what time it is. It's prime time, baby! Let's fucking go!
What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? We are back. The quarterfinals are now all scheduled and ready to go. Myself, J-Dime, Doctor, all calling the action here this evening. Lads, it's been an emotional run already. We have seen a lot of fireworks. We've seen a lot of tremendous displays of virtual violence under this banner already here this evening. To kick off this season, these guys have all truly delivered. No better, of course, than the last one from FSK Fadinator, putting a cherry on top of that first round. But we will now look forward there, J-Dime, to the rest of this card. We're going to be having KM Mix-Ups up against NV Ginger, and we saw what those guys brought to the table the first leg. The way that they went about those first matchups was truly impressive and promises to make an excellent matchup between 2 veterans of Primetime MMA.
I like that matchup a lot between Mix-Ups and Ginger because Mix-Ups has always been solid no matter what camp he was in. And then with Ginger, we don't know what we're going to get. Either we're going to get Grand Prix Ginger or mediocre Ginger. Like, there's no in between.
Well, so far we have got Grand Prix, Ginger. I mean, I imagine that will continue down. Once you start the momentum, it's very hard to build. And with a picker like O'Malley, I fully expect Ginger embracing the striking game to be using that flashy type of style. That being said, though, the Sandhagen by Mix-Ups is a very nice pick. Not only because it offers that striking ability, but Sandhagen's got pretty good grappling stance as well.
Yes.
As well as I believe 97 cardio.
Yeah, no, look, his recent performances, he's utilised more grappling in the cage, and they've obviously changed the stats to reflect that. He may want to utilise it somewhat here this evening, but he's one of the guys in this weight class, J-Dime, who is more able to match the ranginess of Sugar Sean O'Malley, and as a result, it makes the striking a little bit more plausible to fight at distance. Look at that! Woo!
Oh, he's probably the only one who can match the range of Sean. And this was a fight I always wanted to see. Maybe one day we will see it.
We can only hope, my man. There's a lot of fun matchups. I mean, obviously, Sugar Sean fighting the rematch up against Cheeto next is going to be an incredible bout between these two guys, but we get to see the virtual matchup between him and Sandhagen. I quite like what I'm seeing so far. Both guys being a little bit unpredictable, being a little bit wild with it, but you can see the technique that's behind it, Doctor. They're not just throwing and hoping. They're kind of aiming and firing, trying to test and kind of duke out their opponents to lean into the wrong direction at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's all about the counter windows. Every time one of them stops engaging, they're moving it off to the side to avoid an expected counter down the middle or to the side, and that's kind of what the striking game is at this level. It's a lot of trying to find the holes in their counter shot a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the corner of Ginger needs to be screaming at him at the moment to start the fight rangy. He's trying to fight on the inside, and he is getting murdered.
Hey, Doc, why are you not in the corner? I just thought about that.
I mean, part of his own camp, he should have a corner there. Part of the MV's lot. So you imagine a lot of them are star-studded strikers as well. Paps, Tadpole, Concept, those fighters, they're all star-studded in their striking accomplishments. So they're definitely probably more suited than someone like a grappler.
But he needs you. His best performances have been
Mix-Ups
with you
is
in
lighting
the
him
corner,
up.
Doc.
He really is.
Mix-Ups. No, Doc,
mixing him up.
He is mixing it up on him. He is absolutely... Yeah. Bro, he's dog walking him. He's like Big Brothering him out here right now. Ginger, move! Use your jab! What is going on?
Feet. Get off the cage, please.
Yeah, just get back to that center octagon, fire a combo, and just move. You're planting, and then that head movement there is just taking every shot, and he doesn't really have the control. And Mix-Up is able to use the tracking to his benefit. Getting the uppercut now against the cage, looking to get the finish. Going to that top mount, ground and pound, raining down shots as Mix-Up just about nearly
on something else right now.
Oh, Jesus.
On something else, bro. Mix-Up said, nah, bro. Mix-Up said he was a different man here this evening. He looks like it, man. That's striking. About as refined as it gets. Really, really working behind that jab, J Diamond. I appreciate a good jab. He's looking so goddamn dangerous, man. He's really looking like a menace out here tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, he looks like the better fighter. He looks like the better man right now. It's like there's nothing Ginger can do right now. If they want to play a different sport right now, if they wanted to box, he'd win. It looks bad right now for Ginger.
Yeah, like honestly, I feel like Ginger needs to come out and he needs to go like, look, I'm not winning on the inside. He needs to get back behind that jab, mix in some leg kicks, really fight rangy, and make Sandhagen chase him. Standing in the pocket, trying to utilize this head movement and lean and pull elbows is just leading him on to non-stop ridiculous levels of damage, because Mix-Ups is not pulling punches out here, Doc. He is letting those bombs fly.
Yeah, he's looking to blitz Ginger as he lands it there, and he's looking to catch him with 3 or 4 piece combos, not just 1s or 2s, which is what the headman does mainly to fight against. And now, as it continues on, it's 1 or 2 punches before he's hurt, manages to get the pull back, the rear hook, dropping him again, and it's just...
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus.
The writing is on the wall. KM Mix-Ups.
This is not competitive, guys. This was an ass whooping and a half. I love Ginger, but Mix-Ups just did him so bad just now.
He did. It's like it was that was on something else, like, quite honestly. The way that he approached that fight, the way that he almost paid Ginger zero respect, is what I felt like. I feel like he got an early lead, right? And Mix-Ups is a guy that believes in himself no matter what. No matter what, Doc. So when you give him an early lead like that, he is going to run with it.
Yeah, it really was that case. Mix-Up found the lead, found the tactic to work, and he just went for it, mixing up the body and the head, the grappling on a few occasions with the ground and pound at the end of the first round, and then getting the finish in that second. It was just a constant onslaught, and the pace he put on really just didn't give Ginge any time to recuperate, and that has just led to that finish there, Joe.
Listen to me. Ginger did nothing right. There's not a thing he did well. I think, listen, this, if I'm Ginger, this didn't happen, right? We're gonna go to the drawing board, right? So our next win, we're gonna be 1-0. This is a race from the memory.
He's going to have that Sugar Sean sort of like, you know, like memory about things, right? No, he does. We say this, obviously Ginger's a friend of ours. He works with us in the background here at Primetime MMA. And, you know, he'll take that loss in his stride, I'm sure. Either way, it was probably a tough kind of pill to swallow because the way that Mix-Ups came out in this fight, Ginger would have traditionally had the striking advantage. He didn't, and not even close here this evening. Mix-Ups looked like he was ahead in every single department, so he deserves to be in that semi-final spot, and we are about to find out who he will be fighting up against. Will it be between the ever-dangerous Easy Work GG, looking to make easy work here this evening of another opponent, or could it be the absolute menace that is FSK Bossman, who after a very, very tough initial outing, Doctor, was able to claw his way to a victory and looks to try to get a better performance now in this quarterfinals up against arguably one of the better strikers around in Easy Work.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are fantastic strikers. It's BPAP versus FSK. We saw it in Kante versus Fadinator, the way that fight could go. But this is a different type of fight. Both of them fairly neck and neck, and with both the performances that Easy Work put on in the last round, as well as I've just blanked on his opponent's name. Bossman, that's the one. I mean,
I wasn't throwing you a lifeline. I'm sorry, bro. Well, they're going to start this one out incredibly quick. That left hand was already landed by Bossman, utilizing a mix of straight shots and rounded ones to keep Easy Work guessing. But the walk up against the cage, it's a veteran move, J-Dime. It makes the cage feel a little bit smaller, and it gives you the opportunity to move back a lot if you need to retreat from some of the strikes coming your way.
Yeah, but do you remember this fight, how Corey beat the dog shit out of Cheeto for domination? It was a 50-45.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheeto's looking to get a payback for that so far, putting on the pressure, working that body as well.
I love using Cheeto in this game, man. He's so durable. He does have some pop to the punches, and you've just got to be defensively on, man. If you can live behind that block a little bit more than most. Although this could be problematic with some of those body uppercuts coming from Bossman. Although he's putting a lot of output out there, they're all landing, and the body uppers do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage.
Oh, Cheeto. This is way more punches than Cheeto threw in their fight. Cheeto did not throw this amount of punches throughout the entirety of the fight when they fought.
He's putting on that pace, putting on the power as much as he can do. He knows that he doesn't want to give Bossman time to really get his foot in, and that's what so far is the game plan. Bossman is trying to work that body, really get that stamp so it can give him a bit of space to breathe. But so far, it's just Cheeto playing on that black line, just cutting the cage when needed, feinting a couple of shots, and then firing his full-fledged combo, kicking the leg there nicely. And with that, Jay, it's just a consistent onslaught by both of these guys.
Yeah, this is a war. They're oh my goodness, this is like in the phone booth war. Oh my, and it favors Cheeto, Cyrus.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, like, Cheeto was doing such a good job with the leg kicks and the all-round kind of boxing combinations. I felt like an extra 5%, jabs out there may have helped him, 5 to 10% extra on the jabs, but he may not need them.
Oh!
Got to be careful of those kicks, though, Doc. On the inside, I mean, it only takes one to really change the entire trajectory, I can't say that word, of a fight.
Yeah, just one wrong timed kick in the pocket.
Ooh.
That was a lovely body counter, though. You got to admit, like, very slick, especially with no stamina on the overcommittance. And
Yo, my.
a head kick there, looking to get the knockdown. Easy work.
Oh.
He's trying to make easy work of Bossman, but Bossman isn't making it easy himself here. Like, just getting right back up into the action and just putting the pace on.
Oh.
Nice. Throwing the uppercut after it. Nice rounded shot afterwards.
Oh my. Oh.
That was not the way I expected it, Jay.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be one of those. Oh my. The comeback from Corey.
Oh, lovely. Not enough time, but lovely nevertheless.
Slick little deny from the stat guard into half guard at the end. Definitely going into the favor to do the stats for easy work here, Jay. Bossman's probably got to change up his game. He looked really good at the end part, and I think that's where he needs to continue. Use a few more overhands, overcommit that block, really start to try to find the pop to his punches here.
I was about to say he should carry the momentum from the end of that round, but Cheeto has taken that away, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. Nice work, man. The fact he's opening up with some hooks as well is just going to keep Bossman honest with the head movement. It sets him up with the overhand just like that. He's looking for it because... Bossman's the taller fighter. He pulls more. Why does everybody elbow after a pull, man? Everybody does it. Like, it's just like it's ingrained in us.
Don't think about it. It just happens.
Oh my goodness. Nice. Choosing to get the little takedown there. There's a lot of time this time, but the get-up was easily available for Easy Work GG, who's attacking the legs again out here, Doc. But eats a head kick through that block.
Yeah, I mean, the legs only work, but they did get caught earlier. The slip elbow there, landing cleanly. 2 shots there, 3, and that is it. Easy work taking the victory. That was a war.
Absolutely brutal. Only took one of those pull elbows to set up the finishing sequence on the ground to land, and Easy Work GG didn't waste any time going about it, J-Dime. Like, he was on that finish. The moment that it presented, he jumped down, followed up, and the combinations didn't stop flying until the referee got involved.
You know what? I would like to give credit to Herb Dean. He actually jumped in. He actually didn't let 15 punches hit them before he jumped in.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. A little bit uncharacteristic for Herb Dean in this game, especially. He normally tends to agree with Jorge Masvidal that those extra shots are super necessary, but here this evening he seems to be favoring the long-term health of the fighters. Bit of a tough L for Bossman right there. He had a really tough opening fight, and going into this one up against Easy Work, wasn't able to fully deliver. He had some moments for sure, a couple knockdowns, couple of stuns, but as you can see, the overall body of work going in the way of Easy Work GG, who now advances himself to the semi-finals. He will be up against Mix-Ups, KM Mix-Ups, in the very first round of the semi-finals out here, Doc. That's a really interesting matchup, to really kind of consider. We've still got some fights to go, of course, but for him to be matched up right now against Easy Work, BFAP up against KM, 2 camps that have been around for a long time, 2 fighters that have been around for some time now, and guys that have always showcased that their ability to deliver when the lights are brightest, when the pressure is on. I feel like Easy Work and Mix-Ups, they're guys that they answer that call.
Yeah, and yeah, they really do. Both answer that call. BFAP's dominant in all its forces. KM has looked consistently. They do have a couple of title contenders as well as I think 1 or 2 champs. I think Caliber was a PS champ for a bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've definitely got that gold in mind, and it's completely viable for them to get there. Easy Work, again, as we all know, part of that BFAP camp with Trixie and the like. So, very experienced, and with how both of these guys have performed, Jay, so far, they look unstoppable. So going to that next round, and that next weight is going to be heavyweight as well. So that's going to take both of them out of their comfort zone. So that's going to be more interesting to see how they adapt and adjust to that type of fight.
Yeah, and sometimes it's weird to adjust to heavyweight if you're used to the lower weight classes, because the speed is reduced significantly, and they almost move like slugs. Like, this moves so slow.
I quite like the heavyweight division, I ain't gonna lie to you, but you are right, it is a lot slower, man. It's I feel like the risk v reward in those positions are considerably higher, but for right now we do have the right hand side of the bracket in these quarterfinal matchups. Two guys that were early in contention for performance of the nights, and that was Ali 10, who got a massive shutout performance in the last round against B3 Blackout Hours. He's going to be going up against the man that answered the call on the shortest of notices, who may be the dark horse of the entire thing, Doctor. A man that was able to upset up against FSK Driz last time out, and that is Webo, now in bantamweight. And if you don't know who he's going to be, I mean, you should have guessed. Marab Divashvili, or whatever his name is, right? Marab up against Corey Sandhagen.
I mean, Sandhagen seems to be the mad pick.
That's it, yeah. Probably.
Marab, the guy with 100 cardio.
Yeah, I mean, he's the little engine that could. He never stops, you know. It's I don't know what he runs on, man, but it seems to be an infinite pool of energy. So we'll see how it goes here this evening. The one thing I will say about that is it's, you know, easier to stay cardio enriched when you're not taking damage. We'll see if he's able to stand up to some of the striking of Ali 10, because Corey doesn't take too many to separate you from your consciousness. Ask Frankie Edgar. Ask one of the many people he has sent to the land of wind and whispers out here, Jay.
So we've seen both Ali's game within the Blackout fight as well. You got to remember this. So we saw how he's understanding the subs is very strong.
God.
That was a nasty knee.
That should have stunned him. I'm going to be real.
Yeah, that should have. So we saw how Ali's game of the game on the ground is really well done, getting the sub from the previous round, getting him into this round. So Marab, and we also saw how Webo is also very experienced there. So for this, the main aspects you did see, though, when it came to it, was Ali didn't do a lot of striking. Marab, Webo had a lot of issues in their striking game, but so far it seems like Ali's leading the striking game, and Marab really wants to get it down to the mat.
I think it's to be expected, right, Jay? I mean, Ali has traditionally shown us that on the feet, that's where he normally gets it done. In the last one, he went to the grappling, but it's understandable. It was against B3 Blackout. This time, he's showcasing the timing on his strikes, and he's proving to be dangerous so far, although Webo just committed, man. He's willing to chain anything together.
Yeah, but Ali is still showing his grappling. He's showing his counter grappling ability right now. He's using his grappling in a different way now. Yeah,
exactly right. Exactly right. This is one of the biggest advancements in somebody's game I think I've seen in a very, very long time. Ali is impressing me here this evening. He has truly shown up for this event, and he hasn't won this bout, but he looks like he may be the early favorite as he continues to shut down some of those grappling threats from Webo out here, dog.
Yeah, he's looked consistently great in his approach so far, being heavy on the takedown defense, working the body where he can, and blitzing on top where he can also find the opportunities. Now into this side control, which we saw as a very dangerous position for Webo. This is where he really did all of his damage in the last round. And so if he can hold his position, if Ali can't find the GA to get into the half guard position, then he's going to have some serious issues here.
Ali had max GA right there, wasn't able to get out. Does on the second attempt, though, Jay. Nice work from Ali 10, but he's back in it.
No. He's back there. This is like, when Bruce Lee says he doesn't fear the man that practiced 1,000 kicks. He practiced the man. He fears the man that practiced one kick 1,000 times. Yeah. This is his one kick right here. This is the one kick.
Absolutely.
Him putting him in side control. He practiced this so much that when he's there, it's almost impossible to get out.
Yeah, it's surprising that Ali was able to get out, to be honest with you, even with the max GA. But a bit of overzealousness from Divashvili, able to get him reversed. I know, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I want to say it right. I know when I say it right, it will feel good. But until then, I'll keep murdering it, right? Like so. But we're gonna go into the second round. Back on the feet, it does stand. Corey Sandhagen trying to work that striking combination game, and he's looking dynamic as well. He's looking really creative out here this evening, Doc.
Yeah, he's looking really creative in all aspects. Got a knee on the takedown earlier. Gone again for the takedown. Webo gets the deny. Seems like Ali's happy to embrace any or which way Webo wants to go. He's just going to find a hole or a game to play. And now we're back into side control, getting back into the half guard though, and
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a fight of two halves. When it hits the mat, we're going to expect Webo to be massively ahead. And it looks like he maybe takes top mount, not able to hold it, but you know that side control is only continuing to be set up, which is even more dangerous than maybe even top mount at this moment.
Sheesh. Oh! I'm not going to lie. Ali composure on the ground in these tough situations is commendable, Doctor.
Yeah, it really is. He's just staying composed at every moment. I mean, the ground and pound's a good idea. Maybe I would have gone for the get up there because, again, that's where you want to be. But maybe he's also thinking he doesn't want to be constantly fighting against that ground and pound threat. Webo, though, getting the reversal, going for that ground and pound sprawl seems to be the ideal position for Ali right now. And here we are getting a lovely deny. Could possibly attempt for the up get up, but instead, though, takes a side control. We're working on those mind games there, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like this is quite important, especially when you back your own striking. When somebody's so committed to taking you down and you can't get the hands going, why continue to spend that energy to get back to your feet rather than punishing them in these positions, J-Dime, and making them second guess even wanting to take you down again? And I feel like that's what Ali's doing right now. He is showing that there is levels to this, and he is showing his veteran savvy at this point in the fight, like his fight IQ, brother. It's on another level right now.
Yeah, you said it right. He's showing levels. He's showing that he's going to grapple on his terms. He's going to strike on his terms. Like now he's offensively grappling after defending this whole match. This is a beautiful performance so far, Doc.
Yeah, it's a really good performance. Ali's just taking everything in his stride. If his opponent wants to grapple, he'll grapple. His game plan was to strike, it seems, but he's happy to adjust it and mix it depending on what's needed. And this adjustment here, where he's the one now holding the side control, is utterly domineering so far and has really turned the tide to this fight, it seems, Joe.
Man. So if you're Marab, going into round 3, what would you do different, Cyrus? What is the game plan here?
If you're Marab, I mean, the problem is that on the feet, I just don't think he has too much to answer. So as silly as it sounds, he just needs top control. If he gets top control, he may have it, bro. He shows that once he gets it there, he doesn't give it up very easily until it's at the end of the round where it doesn't matter anyway. He's very, very hard to get off you. So if he gets it down in this third round, he could win it. He could win it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. You don't seem convinced, Jay, but I don't blame you.
No, he needs one specific position. I'm not going to lie. He needs one position there. He needs side control. But Ali's just looking so clean right now from his defending on the ground to the striking. Like he looks like he's in his bag right now. He's in the zone.
Nice. Starting out. Combinations left fly. Ali 10 gets a knockdown early. Third and final round may be over before it starts.
That body working there. The stamina difference that Ali's also got is also quite nice, because if Webo wants to play the grappling game and could even try and a sub possibly, then it's just going to be even more difficult for him there. That flying knee, though, lands a spear. Okay. Ali's showing that he wants to be the grapple master here, it seems, and he's putting on a hell of a performance for it.
Ali is, we always talk about that at some points there are stars made, there are what can only be described as mythical creatures that form under the banner of Primetime MMA, and right now the Xbox UFC 5 Season 1 is that mythical creature. His name is Ali. Yeah, I swear to God, man, his name is Ali. He is out here murdering people in this cage. What he's doing should be illegal, although it is sanctioned here this evening. The virtual violence has been turned up to 10, J-Dime. He goes body on some shots, ends up stacking up in what was another shutout. Let's be real. His first performance against one of the biggest names formerly on the PlayStation division, one of the best block breakers in the game period in B3 Blackout, made it look easy with the takedown. Came into this one against a grappler and did it on the feet. Ali showing that he can do it everywhere.
He hasn't took a step wrong yet. Like he's had 2 flawless victories in a row against really good people. No slouches or none of that. I don't know. He's just in the zone right now.
honestly, it's been very impressive to see what he's done so far. I very, very, very much look forward to seeing what happens in this next matchup for him, because we're about to find out in a matter of moments who will be fighting Ali. It will either be, well, it'll be FSK, but it will either be Dezinho or FSK Fadnator that'll be stepping in there. And let's be honest, Doc, neither one of those matchups are easy matchups by any stretch of the imagination. The simple fact is that either one of them can be contested to some of the best to do it on Xbox on any single given day, but the way that Ali's performing, people are going to be starting to really reconsider his abilities to win this entire kind of competition here this evening.
Yeah, it really is going to be. I mean, Ali's put on performance of the night so far. I mean, we were debating whether it's going to be between Weber and Ali. I think Ali's definitely now solidified that. The question is, how is he going to look going into this next matchup? But we first got to see it of Dezinho versus Fadnator. Now, as you mentioned, both of these guys are part of the same camp as well. So, Jay, it's going to be a war. Like, arguably the betting favourite here is going to be Fadnator, but you can definitely 100% see Dezinho taking this as well, though.
Yeah, but right now, the chat love Dezinho right now, and if anyone can beat Fadnator in this tournament, it has to be Dezinho, because he knows Fadnator better than anyone else on this bracket right now.
Absolutely. They're going to have fought each other a number of times. As you can see, oh my goodness, these guys have fought almost 100 times already. Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But look, they've been putting in that work, and I understand why. It's what it takes to become one of the best. You have to be putting in the hours. There's no skip days. There's no they're not missing the opportunity to improve on any front, and training with the best creates the best. Iron sharpens iron, and I feel like it's one of the reasons that many of the camps like FSK stay so relevant across multiple seasons, multiple even gaming titles, is due to that very, very fact. These guys starting it out, though, a little bit of mutual respect, but Fadnator trying to slowly turn it up, taking the center of the cage, Doctor, as we have traditionally seen from him, although he is eating a couple of combinations on that offbeat.
Yeah, he's eating a couple of combinations so far, but it looks like Fadnator wants to play this kickboxing game, which I feel like is kind of a rarity for how Fad likes to play. He's more of that boxing stance, not many kicks, but with a pick like Sandhagen, he's using all the assets he's got available. Peter Yan is heavily favoured in that boxing side, so it makes even more so when you consider that, Jay. And this is bound to really start to pick up pace as we go later into this first round here.
Oh, yeah, this is a good fight, and Fadnator, I like how he's not too far back with Corey Sandhagen. Even though you want to fight back, he took the center to start this match, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. And
nice.
I really like what Dezinho is doing. He's keeping him honest on the inside. He's keeping those hands up in the right moments. And look at the little slips and rips.
Ooh.
Lovely work. Did you see that? He didn't get the elbow, instantly went to the straight, and he was able to land it as a result. J-Dime. Dezinho looking dialed in, approaching the first midway point of the first round.
Yeah, Dezinho looks good right now. He's not afraid of the moment. He's playing like this is his moment, but he is taking some crazy shots in the process, Doctor.
Yeah, he's taking some seriously crazy shots, but so far both of them looking well versed in all aspects of the game. A lot of headhunting. Would be nice to see Fad going back to using those body kicks, maybe getting that bit of a distance, not as brawly with someone like Yan, who's got such slick boxing.
Yeah, I think the problem is he just can't get him off him for the most part. Oh my God!
He can't get him off him.
Left hand lands, takedown attempt, double leg bail, but does get tripped himself. Now into half guard with Peter Yan in a very, very good position for the last minute or so. J-Dime, he can open up with ground and pound if he gets the opportunity, but the denials absolutely clasped down by Fadnator.
He needed that denial. That's why he got it. He needed that because Dezinho looks locked in, and Dezinho has the advantage right now. So now Fadnator, who's used to having momentum, has to take this momentum away from him, Doc.
Yeah, well, he's raining down the ground and pound strikes when he could get a chance. Lovely deny there, still holding on to that back-in position. 30 seconds left. Damn is recharged. He could definitely go for an upper strap. Instead, though, goes to the back mount. has got it, but there's multitude ways he can go, but the get up, getting there nicely.
That kick still kills me. Interesting match. There's a lot of damage on both sides of the equation, but the biggest moment, of course, that knockdown from the side of DeZinho. I mean, this is anybody's fight still, Doc. Still, it's anybody's fight.
Yeah. It's anybody's fight. Like, definitely lean towards DeZinho, it seems, currently.
Yeah.
Only due to the picks.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know how good Fadnader is, so it's one of those ones I will never count that man out. But if you're just basing it, forget who the fighters are. If you're basing it on what we just saw in that first round, he did look dialed in. To be very, very upfront with you, it's the way that Fadnader is able to adjust that is so impressive. And that's what I'm looking forward to now, this second round. What does Fadnader do different, Jay, try and turn this around? And it looks like he's trying to turn up the pressure, which is a bold move.
Yeah. This is what he should do. Do not let... Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's doing what he's doing.
Okay.
Do not say nothing. He knows what to do.
Oh.
Whew.
Oh, Fatty the baddie. Fuck, man. That is crazy. He turned it around.
That was about as fad as it could get. I don't think...
That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Yep. On a second-by-second basis, we were just talking about how dialed in DeZinho was looking, how he may be ahead in this fight and maybe working his way towards a victory. And Fatty, the goddamn baddie, came in here and absolutely put it all on the line. He delivered when it mattered most. Jesus, I'm almost lost for words. You know, like quite genuinely flabbergasted after what I've just saw, because I was expecting him to start to make adjustments, and I literally was just speaking about it, Jay, talking about those adjustments, but to do it like that, do you know what I mean? To make that adjustment, and for that adjustment not only to just allow you back into the fight, but to get you to win the fight in like 0.5 seconds, showing once again why he is one of the GOATs, why there is certain levels to this game. Fadnader is just that man.
Yeah, he showed levels once again, because it looked like DeZinho took control of the first round. That was his round. We were talking about what adjustments can Fadnader make, and he just ends his fight.
True.
Yeah, I don't, because that was a really close fight, and he definitely looked like it was saving DeZinho, and then suddenly that beginning part, it was just chaos, and Fad took it, and that's kind of what's shown Fad to always be a consistently good fighter, is his ability from one moment to be down to then adjusting suddenly, Jay, and just changing the entire game and the pace of the fight.
Sheesh, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then after the fight, Fadnader said, DeZinho is a killer on this game. He's a future champ. You know, that's high praise, and that's his teammate. But if I was DeZinho, I'd be so upset, because to me, that's worse than being cocky. He whooped my ass and told me that I'm a future champ after. He beat me.
No, like all jokes aside, right? I think one of us mentioned it. Maybe even me. Fadnader, his ability to finish is what I feel separates him. He adjusts very, very well. He's able to change game plans, but that finishing ability, you can't teach that. He has it. He sees the openings, he gets the finishes, and he does so emphatically every single time. And now he finds himself in that semi-finals position, up against the dark horse of the entire competition in Ali 10. That's going to be one hell of an incredible fight on the right-hand side of the bracket for the semi-finals, but of course we now have that left-hand side to get to first and foremost, and that is going to be between the one and only KM Mix-Ups stepping in there once more, up against the incredibly dangerous threat that is Easy Work GG representing BFAB. Doctor, we've had a lot to talk about here this evening. We've had a lot of incredible bouts already, but this one, it writes itself, my man. History is already being written. Two guys that I expect to be seeing at the top end of the division for some time right now are about to match up for the first time here this evening.
The heavyweight picks, Fedor Emelianenko versus Tom Aspinall. Both of them killer power, both of them really good sub games. And here we go. Touch of gloves start it off, and this is only bound to show good things here.
Fedor. haven't even really used Fedor on this game yet, Cyrus.
No, I've used him quite a lot. I love him. His lead hook into the straight is something that is terrifying for most heavyweights. It's incredibly quick. It's not 100% consistent though, which is I'm not sure if like Easy Work has used him a bunch, but a lot of people don't get it consistent yet. If you can though, it changes the fight really, really quickly.
Easy Work as Fedor putting on the pressure. He's wanting to stand in the face. Aspinall's mix-ups is Aspinall, though, using those tips, poking that body, looking like he wants to use the length of Aspinall to his greatest. He knows that 97 power of Fedor is just not something you want to be trading with, especially at a weight like heavyweight, where the power just hits so hard.
Oh, these are good body shots.
This is actually a tough matchup for Aspinall, in my opinion. He does have a slight reach advantage, but the way that Fedor is able to cause damage, especially against longer fighter, he's always the shorter guy. So his uppercuts and his overhands, they're going to cause some major problems for Aspinall unless he is 100% dialed in with his defense.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing. Oh, I was gonna say Aspinall been doing a good job with the body shots. Then Fedor starts mixing it up to the body. He does a good job.
Yeah, no.
I'm yet to actually... Oh, that is not good from Easy Work. Biggest mistake so far of his entire run. But we're yet to see that lead hook into the straight still. That lead hook into the Celtic Cross is a beautiful, beautiful move from Fedor. Watch how very much snappy it is, but we may not even get to see it. It's tough to sometimes hit on an opponent, especially when they're backtracking. There it is. I love that. I love it. It comes out quicker, especially when you plant. He was moving there.
Oh!
Right when you say that, he got stunned.
Yeah, it wasn't because of that, though. It wasn't.
Oh, a body shot off the pole. Please. Oh, my goodness. Body. Them body shots adding up for Tom Aspinall right now.
I think body shots are adding up.
Even if I knew nothing about Fedor, just the way he's built, I feel like body shots work. And now he's, oh my gosh, now he's landing.
Oh, but the uppercut's getting too aggressive on the body, getting the knee on belly position, looking for a finish. Manages to recover to half guard only, just dangerous position for. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Dangerous position. You're absolutely right, Doc. You're absolutely right. But they're back on their feet. Switch of stance from Fedor Emelianenko. Continues to eat some combinations on the block, not moving that head, trying to set something up, and the uppercuts rain. Elbow lands.
Uh-oh. Hit him to the body. Oh, there you go. He did.
Jay calls for it. Aspinall delivers mix-ups, trying to make this as difficult of a night as he can for BFAP's Easy Work GG. A difficult opening round. You can see the laceration over the left eye of Fedor, but this man hits hard. If you've ever seen him fight, going up against Randleman, for example, he is durable. He will bounce back, and if he needs to, Doctor, a takedown is definitely there. Submissions and ground and pound from Fedor is nothing to be sniffed at.
Yeah, I think if I'm Fedor right now, I'm probably looking to shoot a double leg or some form of that. You want to get it down to the ground, because so far it looks like the grappling exchanges, there's an opening, but he just doesn't seem quite comfortable yet, especially since the damage he's taken has made trades quite difficult here, Jay. So you got to imagine if you're Fedor right now, you want to probably take it to the ground, do a lot of damage there, and then once you get back up to the feet, you can start really putting on the price.
Oh my God.
Oh, down goes Tom.
That's it, bro. Fedor does it again.
Jesus.
The last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. Woo! Through the gauntlet of fire, he rises, gets his hand raised here this evening. It allows Easy Work GG to once again advance to the next stage, Jay Diamond. I mean, it is looking very favorable for this man right now as he punches his ticket to the finals of the Xbox Season 1 Grand Prix.
It was looking good for Tom. It was looking really good for Tom. And now it's over.
Now it's over. When you're right, brother. Absolutely. like genuinely, like Easy Work, man. He's still impressing me here this evening. Like that's the way that he is answering these fights, and this was probably, Doc, like his most adversity here this evening as well, Like that was his biggest adversity, but he's still able to just quick adjustment, pass with flying colors.
Yeah, that I think was probably his hardest round to date. He nearly finished, only just managed to recover into that half guard position, and yet still came out within that second round. A bit like how we saw Fad against Dizinho. He made the massive adjustments very early on in that second round and got him the win, and he pulled it off brilliantly there. He really did.
Exactly correct, my man, exactly correct. And there you go, lads. That is the first leg of the semi-finals in the history books. We will be moving on swiftly to the next one, and that will be between Ali 10, the dark horse of the entire competition, going up against what many herald as one of the Xbox GOATs and most dangerous men to step inside the virtual octagon that is Primetime MMA in FSK Fadnader. J-Dime, we've been eagerly anticipating the semi-finals and finals positioning. We're about to find out who's up against BFAP Easy Work, but first and foremost, my man, we're going to get to see two guys, two absolute savages, leave it all in the octagon to try and punch their ticket to fight Easy Work in that next round for the first UFC 5 primetime belt. Only one man can be the first, J-Dime. Only one man can be the first. One of these three will be it.
Yeah, this is a scary matchup because you remember Ali was once a contender for Fadnader's title before too, and now it's a totally new game. So Ali's been in the lab, and he may be able to close the gap that was once there between them.
Ali first fought Fad on it was at heavyweight. It was heavyweight or light heavyweight. I remember Ali took him down. He first made his name. He went on about a 4-fight win streak. And I think he actually got out-wrestled by Jones. His wrestling wasn't up to the standard of Fad's, but now he's had success. Oh, Jesus.
Ali getting tested early. Can he show the same composure that he has shown throughout the evening so far? Nice little pull for him. For my money, he may need to try and employ some of the grappling, but Fadnader has no holes. Has no holes, J-Dime, in this mixed martial arts space.
Oh, yeah, but you can create them. You can create opportunities for yourself, though. The thing is, he started this game off getting dropped. He started his game off horrible is the problem here.
Yeah. Ooh. And actually, that was as mad as this is, that the opening 10 seconds of this bout is the most adversity he's had all night. Oh! Can he bounce back when things are not going his way as he eats body shots and headshots alike? He is landing some of his own doctor, but Fadnader slowly accruing increased damage on the head health of John Jones to a point that it will not be able to withstand it for too much longer unless he can keep those hands high and start to move that head.
Yeah, it's going to be a risky move for Ali. He's already been stunned earlier. He's had a couple of shot sidesteps, so he really has to be careful about what he's throwing and where, because Fad may make the read and do it. Lovely spinning elbow there does Fad do. Committing that block to the side with the hooks as well. It's a difficult fight. I mean, I want to say Ali should grapple him, but also at the same time, it does seem like an insane suggestion against someone as high caliber as Fad.
Woo!
But that works just as well.
And now he has counter. Now this is adversity. Now he's on top.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Continuing to pour on that pressure now from this grappling position. The get-up was there for Fadnader, who is definitely ahead in this round still so far, but not going to want to be engaging too much in the grappling, you would imagine. Even though he's good there, Aspinall's not going to be able to keep up cardio-wise with John Jones in those positions.
Oh. He threw that knee like he was a heavyweight. Like that flying knee was very slow just now.
Going for a single leg. That is a shock. I mean, it's a decent time to work. You can definitely get the elbows going if you're comfortable. Maybe get a Donato, doesn't get it there, but half guard's still a very dangerous position. And posture up can really do some serious damage as well as an elbow. But a slip over, Kimura arm trap, and we're back on top with Fad.
Do you know what I've really liked from Ali so far here this evening? Every single one of the people he's fought has had an aura about what they bring to the table. Blackout with the block breaking, Webo with the grappling, and Fadnader with his all-round skills on this game. Let's be absolutely factual, but let's be real. Ali has answered this entire night with the mentality that everybody bleeds. and he's going to make them bleed. And that's what he's done. He's absolutely made everybody look mortal. And he's bounced back even in this fight so far. He's still behind, but he's not out, Jay. He's not out by any stretch.
Nowhere near out of this game right now, because he just dropped Fad last round, but he has to keep his composure, and he has to remember, he cannot leave too many openings. He can't fight with his ego in this fight, Doc.
Yeah, it's definitely that case. And Ali, I mean, going on to about making people look human, Ali's consistently, he's fought against their game plan. He's found the holes to their game plan, but Fad seemingly finding the holes back there, landing the uppercut, putting the clinch, making it dirty where he can. And that seems to be what it's going to have to be for Fad, is make this game as dirty as he can, because the cleaner it is, the more comfortable Ali seems to feel.
I'm just so thoroughly impressed with him. He did get clipped a moment ago. Doesn't seem to have knocked his confidence at all. He's standing his ground, trying to look for openings. A little bit damaged, a little bit worse for wear, but keeping this fight honest. He does need to work and have a big moment, though, just to bring that head health of Fadnader back within equal distance. Otherwise, he will lose the ability to exchange in the near future.
Ooh.
Nice. Good takedown defense from Faddy, the goddamn baddie out here.
That's a good entry, too. That's the... Now let's see how much composure he got here, because now he's got stunned again.
Yeah, the flying knee and the spins. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to talk against them. Ali's done so good so far. He's just being unorthodox. He's being a little unpredictable, trying to show some different looks, but he's getting clipped on the inside. The inside boxing from Aspinall right now. Fadinator looking as clean as it ever has, Doc.
Yeah, he's picking his shots. It's only single shots. Clinch making it dirty, getting the stuns where he needs to. The lead uppercut, one of the main tools being used so far. Elbow coming over the top there. Rear hook trying to clip him on a trade. Head kick into a death kick. Not necessarily getting anywhere though. And
I mean, he's finding all though, Doc. He's finding all, man.
Yeah, this round has suddenly gone a lot more tense very quickly, and it's madness to see.
The head health's not good for Jones, but my God, is he just trying it? He's risking it all for the victory here this evening, Jay.
He has to. He has to do something. Sometimes the path to success may be a little unorthodox. You may have to do something that's not textbook to win.
Oh, 20 seconds. Can he survive it?
Oh.
Jesus.
Ali's defense. As I say that.
Oh, you jinxing him.
I did jinx him there, Joe. I really did. I mean, his defense up to that point, though, was slick. Even when he was getting clipped on the odd occasion. This fight has gone from moment to moment, and we enter into the third round. Ali a hair's whip away from defeat, but it seems so is Fad if Ali can just get one single thing going.
Nice defense once again from Faddy the baddie. Turns it around, presses him up against that cage. I imagine he's going to try and work this position now. Nice separation from Jones. Spinning out the lens!
And a spin!
He got his moment. What do he do with his moment? He got his moment to shine here.
He's up in the round. If he can keep it down, he wins it. The question is, did he win round one, I suppose? The round two definitely seemed like went to Fad.
Round one. He dropped him round one, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, no, so he's got round one. So
well, no, they dropped each other, remember, because Fadnader dropped him at the opening going.
That was a stun, I'm pretty sure.
I think he sat down and got straight up, but I could be wrong.
I need the stats. Oh.
But it's 3 minutes 25. So I don't think we're going to get to see it, especially with the stand-up from Herb Dean. He'd seen enough on the mat, doesn't want to let them work out that position. And I will say that I don't mind taking the judges out of it is always welcomed.
He tried to go again.
Front kick.
Ali taking a page out of Goat's handbook when you had his fight against Smudger, using the takedowns, keeping him busy on that constant pace. If they're too busy defending, then they won't have enough to actually land any strikes of significance.
John Jones. Yeah, John Jones is one punch away from dying, though. Like, he's doing so well defensively, and he absolutely needs it. One wrong move, and Aspinall will be taking his head off. Guaranteed.
Full guard is definitely not the place you want to be. The good part is the stand seems to favour Ali, so it makes striking overall a very good position. Gets to Kimura, probably going knee on belly.
Yeah, I was going to say get knee on belly with it, but he goes for the submission itself, actually. Not able to get it. Nice full guard retrieval from Fadinator. Postured up now, looking to rain down the ground and pound.
Okay.
My God.
This matchup has just gone from tense moment to tense moment. Reversal here.
I think Ali now believes that he is also that guy. He finds himself in bottom position. Can he survive this ground and pound? Nice defense, perfectly timed. The stamina not there for Aspinall as he goes into another crucifix. Kimura position. The knee on belly would have probably been better for the ground and pound, but he goes for it.
Tries his luck. He gets to Kimura.
Yeah, he needs like 3 of them, though, you know? That's the only problem.
Yeah, but that does help on the judges' scorecards, and I think that's what he's going for with like 30 seconds left. That's why did you do that, Ali?
Oh,
let's see if it goes for him or against him.
We're scoring this. Oh, because did he win? Because I think he may have won that round 1.
That's why he did it.
That's why he did it. That's why. Oh, he didn't win the
What?
He didn't win that fight.
Wow. Lads, if you are fighting in these games, do not check it like that. It ruins it for everybody.
Okay, can we see the score?
Can
we see the score before you? Round. Oh, never. Okay, round 1 is Fad. Right, never mind. Fad swept that. Like,
yeah. Okay.
29-28. Yeah.
Yeah, he won round. He needed that finish. And
Well,
I thought Ali won round 1.
Yeah, I think it's because I think it's because Fad knocked him down so quick, and Ali scored it later in the round. So it's always like the last thing that stays in your mind, right? But look, I was thoroughly impressed with that fight. And I know it didn't go Ali's way, but the one thing I will say that he really showed that he belongs here this evening. Jay, I'm sure that you'll agree. He belongs. He is the new name on that Xbox division. He may not have got that job done, but my God, is he dangerous.
Yeah, he showed that he's as good as he thought he was. Like, this fight was way more competitive than their championship fight back then on PT and UFC 4. Like, he can grow a lot from here. I feel like he realized his potential tonight.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And with that, Doctor, with that, my man, we now find out the main event here this evening. And that is between BFAP, Easy Work, GG, who has absolutely steamrolled the competition so far here this evening, going up against one of the best to ever do it from the right-hand side of the bracket. This is your finals. It is your main event of this evening. BFAP, Easy Work GG, FSK Fadinator for all the goddamn marbles. We're about to go down, Doctor. We're about to find out who is the absolute undisputed of the Xbox division.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, you had Easy Work versus Mix Up. That was a war. Easy Work looked human in that. And then you just had Ali make Fad look human. I mean, I had it up on the scorecards. Apparently, I can't score a fight in UFC 5.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, he looked impeccable in every measure there. Fad looked human. And I mean, as we go into this, Jay, it's going to be the fight of who's going to be the most dominant, because both of them have done consistently every other step of the way. That last round, definitely their toughest challenge yet, and now they're facing each other, which is definitely their toughest challenge to date now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Look, the betting is coming in. There is 28, almost 29k on FSK Fadinator, with about 7,000 to 8,000 on Easy Work GG at the moment. So if Easy Work is able to get this job done here this evening, he will be making a lot of people very, very rich with their Prime coin, or their channel points. It is going to be a really, really fun matchup. Like, honestly, I've been really, really looking forward to seeing kind of who made it to this main event. We discussed it before at some length, but you know, this is a new game. And although there's a lot of similarities, there is a different feel to the game. And as a result, some of the faces that you will see have changed considerably, and Ali showcasing that already. Easy Work trying to be another one of those guys that isn't just on the the outskirts of the top 15. He is now trying to get himself into that top one, a champion-like position, and he has the opportunity to do that right here, right now, with the main event, lads. And that is once again between FSK Fadnator, who is in the red corner using Kamaru Usman, and Leon Edwards in the blue corner from BFAP's Easy Work GG. This is your first 5 round of this evening, so lads, please change that to 5 rounds. It is the main event. Make sure to set it up as 5 rounds before you continue. But it is your first 5 round fight this evening, one I do not expect to see a decision in. These guys leave it all in the cage every single time. And that's what we expect in this one, right? We expect them to continue that fashion, to try to look for those finishes, to put their name in with the greats once again to kick off the season, becoming that first UFC 5 champion out here, Jay.
Man, Easy Work GG has a uphill battle to climb, because everyone knows Fadnator's that guy, and if Easy Work pulls off this heist, his stock goes up. Not even just on the Xbox, just in general, if he does this.
Oh, absolutely, man, absolutely. And there it was, the invite. He has joined. They are going into, is it welterweight for the last one?
Yeah, welterweight. I believe the picks are Edwards versus Usman.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah. Usman obviously on the side of Fadnator, Edwards on the side of Easy Work GG. We will absolutely see. We will absolutely see how this goes down, but I would not be surprised, J-Dime, if we start seeing a little bit more of a grappling approach from Fadnator in this one, or at least mixing it in. At least mixing it in. Easy Work's very good up here, man.
Yeah, Easy Work is good everywhere. He was always a striker, but him joining BFAP just helps the grappling even more, because you got all them killers. So he should be more than well prepared for everything.
Nice. Couple of jabs. 1-2 down the barrel as well. Perfect timing.
Oh, lovely duck there getting the counter shots. That's going to be the main game here, it seems. The hooks. Edwards has got some really clean level 3 hooks. They've got fantastic animation, so they really can do some damage. But Usman still has that pack-a-punch power that will just cause havoc on any given day if able to land clean here, Jay.
Yeah. Oh, and it's interesting to see Usman going back and Leon pushing forward, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. I think that it's a bit of a change. Fadnator did try to take center charge, but Easy Work started countering with some good combinations. The problem is that when Usman lands, he has a lot of power, Doc, and he attacks that block if nothing else. The thing about Fadnator is he doesn't miss too many. They're not just being whiffed. They're at least touching that block, and they're working towards the end goal.
Oh.
I think we may have lost Doc, but it's okay. We continue.
I just cut out. I don't know why.
Very, very much liking what I'm seeing from Easy Work so far. He's now being pressed a little bit. He doesn't want to be here, J-Dime, but he's doing a good job of evading some of the most dangerous shots and making sure that he answers back with, with flurries.
Yeah. Oh, but he can't let it. Oh, now his head health's starting to get low, Doc.
Yeah, he needs.
Yeah, it does need to you don't want to be trading with Usman. Usman's got that power, and that's going to be the issue here. You need to be a couple of shots and then getting out of that pocket. It's countering, not trading, is the game here. If he can sneak in a couple of leg kicks, work that power down, that's also going to help him. But someone like Fad, it's going to be quite hard to sneak in those leg kicks, but it definitely is possible. The wing of the hooks there, and then just getting clipped with 1 or 2 shots from Usman,
Beautiful work, and now he's got him compromised. This is where Fadnator does his best work, pressed up against the cage, trying to smother him and make this octagon feel incredibly small. A body kick even caught and walked back to the cage line. Excellent work from Fadnator as he eats a front kick through the block, Jay.
Oh!
That might be it, bro. Oh, my!
First PT Xbox champion in UFC 5 is Baddie. The Baddie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Oh, I'm blown away by it, man. Baddie the Baddie once again just showcasing that he is absolutely that man. He was, out of everybody, right, that made it to the quarterfinals, he was the only one that had some difficulty in the opening rounds. He had like a little bit of, not controversy, but a little bit of adversity in that first round. For him to have adversity every step, and to answer that adversity, pass it with flying colors, is absolutely massive. It speaks to the championship mentality that this man clearly possesses out here, Doctor, and showcases why he's been able to be at the top of this promotion for some time now.
Yeah, it's his ability to, I mean, as you mentioned, he's got that adversity, but then he adjusted, he adapted, he's got defensive nature to win, the survivability to stay within that, and that's kind of what's made Fad the champ, and that's what's got him here, is his defensiveness, his survivability, his ability to adjust, Jay.
Yeah, he does. Here's the thing. He does the little things at an elite level, like just the little adjustments at an elite level. Like, you know how we got fighters that are well-rounded, that are good everywhere. He's great everywhere. Not good, he's elite everywhere, Cyrus.
Absolutely, man. Like they just don't make them like they do Fadinator too often. Like he has shown way too many times that he has absolutely every tool required to be mentioned amongst the greats to have ever done this. This competitive landscape only continues to grow. These guys continue to improve week in, week out, and with the likes of Fadinator continuing to develop his game to showcase that he is not going anywhere, that he truly has the abilities to rule maybe this division for some time. I feel like he was able to put that argument forward here this evening, but only the first season will give us an indication of that as we continue forward. We saw too many guys here this evening come up and show that this is a new game and that they are definitely to be feared as it moves forward. They are threats to that gold. Like I say, the likes of Ali 10 that had a very good performance throughout the entire event, easy work GG, even mix-ups and the likes. Dezinho, but going up against Fadinator earlier. I feel like there were so many names that did phenomenally well that it gets me hyped, man. It gets me really hyped for what's going to happen across the rest of this season. And as you can see here, Fadinator now is the champion of the division. He is the first ever Xbox champion on the PlayStation, on the Xbox division. And next week, we will be back to find out who the PlayStation champion, the first PlayStation champion will ever be. It will be the same time, 8:30 p.m. GMT, 3:30 Eastern, I do believe. But lads, yeah, I mean, from myself, in terms of like this card, do you have any final notes for these guys at home? Because it's been an emotional run so far.
I mean, every single one of these guys have been impressive. I mean, even the late replacements, you had Webbo as I think the latest one, and he came out and made it so far. He put on a war, and Ali looked ridiculous. I'm really interested to see where Ali goes. Easy work, the same mix-ups. I think every one of these guys have been utterly fantastic tonight, Jay.
Man, this was a great event here. Shout out to everybody that showed up for the Xbox side. I'm really looking forward to this season.
Absolutely, and look, you better strap in because these guys right here, J-Dime TV, Doctor, we will see obviously the likes of Roger Warhol join us next week for the PlayStation division to call all of the action ahead of that. Jumping back into it, we'll see the likes of Dr. Swaggy Kush, of course, doing our Kush Corners, joining Doctor in primetime post-mortem on our YouTube channel. If you haven't been keeping track of them, I highly encourage you to, as they give the breakdowns and picks for all of these events. Once again, we want to thank each and every one of you for the continued support across UFC 4 going into UFC 5. Thank you to all of the staff, new and old, that continue to help us put on these incredible events. And please make sure to tune in for next weekend. Our PlayStation Grand Prix is going to be massive, and with these two Grand Prix being put in the history books, it puts us, or really kind of paints the picture of what the landscape of this first season will truly look like. Until then, enjoy one last time this promo as we raid forward. There's going to be about a 2-minute promo. We'll be hitting a raid. Make sure to join. If he's still going, we're going to be getting Dr. Swaggy Kush. Show this man some love. Been doing a load of work for us, and obviously is a great addition to the team. One of the more entertaining streamers that you will find on Twitch, period. With that being said, much love from myself, J Dime, Doctor. Make sure to check out J Dime as well on Twitch, J Dime TV. We will see you in the next one. Until then, peace.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, let's get it on!
Let me take you on a journey. When the millennium hit, so did the Ultimate Fighting Championship gaming world. We were graced with virtual violence. From hammer fists to rare naked chokes, the gaming world for millions would change forever. So it began. Two friends would sit in a living room and virtually beat the shit out of each other for bragging rights. Simply, who the fuck is better? From bonding sessions to competing with your friends, an idea was born. An idea that would change the face of gaming. That idea was primetime MMA. Virtual octagon violence, competed by the best players around the world. An esports phenomenon that would consistently put on weekly entertainment for your viewing pleasure. The primetime guarantee for bragging rights. But this time, the bragging rights are not see if you were better than the best mate. Oh no. The stakes just got fucking massive. Now, you're competing to see who is the greatest. The best player on God's green earth. The prime time champion. Tonight, we find out who is the greatest player on the planet. So sit back, relax, shut the fuck up, and strap in. Let history be told once again. You know what time it is.